Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Red Sun Gamer, Son of a Podcast, episode 56. Today's date, April 13th. And we have a full house. And I think last time we spoke was episode 51. Stephen, hi.
Yo.
Hey.
It's been a while since I've darkened your doorways, but it's good to be back.
It's good to hear you. Good to hear your voice. We have...
TGS, I think, was the last time.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Sure.
That's like last year. It's like a year ago. So have you found a job yet?
Yeah.
Excellent.
I kind of went rogue, but yeah, I'm looking to be fully ungainfully employed again.
Excellent.
Soon.
It's all good. Okay, and in Kyoto we've got Cheesy.
Hello.
Hey, you good?
Yeah.
Excellent. And in Tokyo we have Jack.
Hello.
Hey, you good?
Yep.
Excellent. How's your hot carpet?
Well, still not hot, so not so good.
You need to plug it in, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to turn it online.
Deal with it.
Deal with it. Always online.
Always online. Excellent. And lastly, but not least, we have Eric.
My hot carpet is online.
Is it?
And it's pretty warm right now.
So where do you live?
I forget.
You don't know?
I don't know anymore. Nada. I'm down in Nada. How's it going, people?
Yes, you're in Nara, my friend. And you're the awesome author of Subaku, right?
Yeah.
Subaku. Yes.
Subaku, yo.
I played Subaku.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How's it feeling being a game developer publisher?
Well, it's now I get to I get to finally wear jean jackets again, so I'm pretty excited.
What? Jean jackets?
Is that how you're promoting your game?
No.
Explain jean jackets and being a developer.
Yeah, I t-shirts and jean jackets. Isn't that how it works?
I don't think so. Do you have a mullet as well?
I'm working on it. But,
You're working on it. So you're wearing a wig.
Yeah. I can't even speak English anymore, so never mind. Yeah.
Don't worry about it. It's late at night. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's get straight into the games we've been playing. Last podcast, we were talking about Soul Sacrifice, and since Soul Sacrifice has been released, there's been 2 DLC packs released. Is that correct, Jack?
I think it was... right. They were released on the same date.
Yes.
One with 2 bosses and a new field, and the other one with new forbidden spell.
A spell? You want to explain the spell?
Well, I can try, although I don't know if I used it correctly.
Right. You finished this now, though, right?
Well, the funny thing is that not really. I got the platinum trophy.
Woohoo!
That's correct, and I don't even collect those. But
trophy whore. Trophy whore.
You passed a platinum trophy.
Yeah.
That sounds painful. Passing a platinum trophy, no thanks.
Better than little stone hedges, but go ahead.
Yeah, don't bring that up. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah. So, getting the trophy doesn't mean that you've beaten all the quests in the game, which is a bit weird, but well, that's how it works. There are 10 chapters in the multiplayer, and well, you can do it with the NPCs, but the non-story portion of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And there are additional chapters there. They are called Forgotten Chapters, something like that.
Are they tied into the story?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
You can... Well, I think that completing the story unlocks a bit of those, but I'm not really sure exactly how that works. And the forbidden chapters are the hardest part of the game, because they have almost all have time limits, or the requirement that you don't get hit even once.
Wow.
When doing those quests.
And have you beaten the quest of not being hit?
Well, we did that with Elliot and Yanis and I think it was Johnny Ram.
Okay.
It took us about 2 hours.
What?
Trying to clear one quest with a slime.
Yeah.
And it was pretty fun because well, we didn't stand a chance fighting with it normally.
Uh-huh.
So we were using tactics like, okay, so we were going to snare him with one of the forbidden spells,
Right.
going one by one.
Yeah.
And then we're going to kill ourselves with magics that drain our health
Uh-huh.
and sacrifice each other.
Sounds like a Leroy Jenkins plan.
Yeah. It succeeded on the second day.
The second, hang on. So, how many hours in total did you play this before
Second
you?
day, 2 hours. What?
Yeah, we did it for about 2 hours one evening, and
Per session.
it was like 1 in the morning, so everyone got a bit sleepy, so we cleared it
The following day.
on the following day, yeah.
Wow.
But it was really fun. I still haven't beaten the last chapter of the Forgotten Chapters. There are 4, and the DLC goes in there as well.
So how did you when you finished it? How did you like the story? Was the story compelling for you? I mean,
Yeah,
was it really important, or was it like just a throwaway story?
I was really surprised at how good the story was, and it was really good until the end.
What?
It would have surprised me, but when I was looking for some trophy information, although I don't really collect trophies,
Obviously.
yeah, on one of the Japanese sites I spoiled myself
Oh no.
reading the comments because one trophy was a bit hard to get, so I thought, well, reading the comments can't be bad, right? This is a Japanese site, people aren't pricks there, right? Well, they are. And yeah, I spoiled myself the whole ending. So that was sad.
Spoil yourself. So overall, how many hours did you put into this game?
Oh, I would have to check, but I think it was about 40 or something.
Wow. And at present, are you still playing this online?
Well, I haven't really played since I've got that platinum trophy. I played it when the DLC came out.
Right. Are you waiting for this new... Because there's a new DLC pack next week, right?
Oh yeah, there was something. What was it again?
I'm not quite sure. Isn't it it's just like the English voices or something?
Oh, I thought those were supposed to come with the previous packs, but yeah, someone said that they weren't in.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I'm getting that.
Right, okay. You don't really care. Do you think this is going to translate well? I mean, do you think because the European and US demo's out next week, right? I think it's the 16th.
Right. 16th. Right?
Yeah, so do you think that this story is going to come across in English as good as it is in Japanese?
I think if the translation is good, and it probably is because it's Sony, right? They're doing pretty good translations. I think it has a chance to be even better than the Japanese version.
I think so.
Yeah, because, well, you can make English sound really climatic, so...
Right. I mean...
If they won't...
Go on.
If they won't suck, it should be great.
So, Eric, you had Soul Sacrifice, right?
I did.
You did. You still have it?
I do not still have it. How about that?
You want to explain what happened?
These lovely people said, "Hey, Eric, come on, hop in our game." And I think it was 3 nights in a row.
Mm-hmm.
It was disconnect after crash after crash. And I just had other things I wanted to do. It really wasn't the game's fault itself. But someone opening up a bag of chips. I'm getting hungry now. But no, it was not really the game's fault so much as like I think the bug is like a Sony thing. It's like a Vita thing or a PSN thing.
Oh.
So it's not really the game's fault. But I mean, I'm just like we're in the middle of like 40. It wasn't 2 hours like those guys. I mean, I can't imagine what would happen if it happened to them in that 2 hour fest. But like 40 minutes into the thing, it's just like blurb. The game crashed. You're getting kicked out. Deal with it. And I was like, I don't think I want to play this. Because seriously, like I lost a good, like, I would say at least 3 hours of playing just from the different disconnect. I mean, the disconnect's my internet's fault, but like even then, like getting kicked out Actually, with the disconnect, you really wouldn't quote unquote lose something as long as you could somehow beat the guy by yourself. But that's not going to happen. So it's pretty much a wash at that point. So yeah, I lost like a couple hours, and I just don't have the time.
Yeah, you got quite limited gaming time, right?
Yeah, and so something like, there's just no gain whatsoever. Like I get the disconnect or the crash, like. There's no progress for my character. There's no item gain, no spell gain, nothing. It's just like I might as well not have played. So it was just too frustrating.
Would you do this with any other game though? So say for instance you were playing another game on another platform and this happened to you. Would you just say the same thing or forget it?
Because it's a multiplayer game,
right?
And those are the only games that I tend to sell because I just eventually stopped playing them.
Right.
So it was a week. It was like 2 weeks after this game came out when I sold it. I bought it a week later.
And then, did you enjoy it though? When you were playing with online, when you were with Johnny Ram and when you were with Hatsune and when you were with Elliot and myself, did you enjoy what you were playing?
Yeah, it was fun enough, but not enough to deal with those problems. 3 days in a row was just like.
Were those problems ever rectified?
Were they? I don't know. You guys have been playing. Have you had them recently?
I've never been kicked off once.
I think those PlayStation Network errors stopped soon after you stopped playing, and I contacted Sony's customer support for that.
Yeah, I remember you tweeting this.
Yeah, I tweeted the Yoshida and who else? And the 2 people responsible for Soul Sacrifice. They told me to contact Sony support. I've contacted it, told them about the disconnect errors, and they've told me that, PlayStation Network has been unstable for the last few days, so that's the reason. And I've also told them about other Soul Sacrifice bugs, because there are a few of them in the game, and they are really annoying. One is when you're doing a quest for a longer time, and your magic, the magic that follows the enemy on the ground, it stops working.
That's right. Yeah, I remember that. I was just pressing the button, and the character just goes derp.
He puts his hand like he's going to shoot it, and nothing happens.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was so annoying.
Yeah.
And then it crashes. It's just like, oh great, it's even better.
And that's not the worst part. The worst part is that one of the later bosses, the one from the start of the game, the Leviathan, the big snake head coming from the water, that fight is so bugged. It sometimes happens that you can't resurrect your allies. And the worst bug is that when you clear it, the screen goes all sepia like during the normal quest clear screen, but then nothing happens. And you can hear all the sounds from other characters. They're running, they're casting spells, and nothing for about a few minutes, and after that it's okay. But if you don't wait those few minutes, one of the tougher quests in the game is lost.
How did you find playing online against random people? Because at the start last week, Kyofu said that he was having some problems with random people he was playing online with, and he didn't quite enjoy it. He only started to enjoy it when he started to play with people he knew. Have the random people changed the way they're playing it now? Like now that everyone kind of understands how the game works?
Well, I have to say that playing with random people was, again, easier than playing with friends. Just like in the demo.
Why?
Because, maybe I was lucky, but as we all know, there are the chaos types and the low types of characters, right?
Yeah.
When you level up when you sacrifice everything, you get chaos levels, and when you save everything, you get low levels.
Right.
Save everything.
Yeah. And now there are quite a lot of the low people, and I'm a chaos myself, the 99 to 1 level chaos.
Right.
Got the last chaos form, but the problem with that is that I usually die from one boss hit at the higher levels. And those low guys, with the final low forms, they are like unkillable. So it was basically us chaos dudes dying and they saving us. So it was really easier to do the hardest quests with them than with, let's say, Elliot and Janus, for example.
Okay, I got
No
a question.
offense.
I got a question for Steven.
Yes.
You played this at TGS, right? And you enjoyed it, right?
Yeah, I was really looking forward to playing that.
Why haven't you picked it up?
Just really, like I just touched on earlier, it was more like I have to find a full-time job first. So I'm abstaining from any of these big games.
Are you going to get into it, or you think the time's passed?
I'm kind of wondering. Like, I was really interested in his storytelling method because Inafune, like, he left his company, and then he's like, this is the main thing that he's been wanting to do. So, and I understand, like, the book recounts these tales of these sorcerers, and then you relive that, right?
Yeah.
Then you play that out.
Then
but I was really interested in it because when we played it, when you're fighting the character or the main enemy, he would try to tell the backstory of that character while you're fighting them. So like their conversation would appear as like text overlaid on the screen. So they would say something. And then through that, you start to learn about the character you're fighting. So I was kind of interested, like, how well did that play? Because when we played, it was utter chaos, and I couldn't even really read all that stuff. But as you get used to the game, do you have the ability to kind of pay attention to all that stuff on the screen, all that text, and kind of, is that like an emotional kicker that makes the story more interesting?
I know, Jack, go with that.
Yeah, for me it was a really great addition to the game, visually wise, but I've been totally ignoring it for the most part because, well, while the later fights aren't as chaotic as those at TGS, they are really, really, really hard, so you don't have time to focus on stuff like
right. Yeah, like even a lot of rhythm games. Like I'll talk about Miku later, but yeah, they have beautiful graphics on the screen, but you really don't have time to look at it because there's so many things going on that you have to deal with gameplay wise. So this is kind of what he was trying to do, and I think was pretty ambitious. But I was just wondering whether he succeeded or
a lot of
maybe not so much.
The book is spoken though, right? So you're not really missing a lot of the story.
So is that really is that the bulk of it, or is the in between the levels while you're playing? Is there good storytelling being done there while you're playing the game? So
yeah,
I'd say the storytelling still carries on, but it's all voiced,
right?
So I don't.
But isn't the character like has this deformed speech, and you have to read what he's saying? Could you understand what he was saying by listening to the character? Like, please don't kill me, I have children. Could you hear that?
Not true. Well, when he dies, you can.
I think it's a proximity thing, isn't it? Depends on how far away you are from them.
Okay.
And I think that different bosses talk in different languages.
Yeah, it's a lot of it's based on Greek mythology. So yeah, but I also think it sounds like it is because I mean I noticed it a few times. It depended on where I was. If I was pretty close, like proximity wise, if I was close to the boss, I could hear some of the things he was saying. But then if I was far away and people were about to sacrifice him, I couldn't really hear anything. And then I had to read the text.
Would you try to get close to him just to hear what he's saying and like risk danger?
Yeah, I wanted to know. I wanted to know what he was saying when he was like crying out. But like as you said
very
before,
interesting then if you're willing to take a risk just to hear that.
Well, yeah, because some of it's interesting and then some of it's like stop whining, just die.
Right.
You know, and just end it. Anyway,
I was wondering, like towards the end, you just like whatever. I just want to kill.
Yeah, well, my stance on this is if you attack me, I'm going to kill you. You know, I ain't got time for sympathy. I'm sorry. You come flying at me, trying to kill me. At the end of story.
Right.
No sympathy for you. Anyways, so yeah, that's Soul Sacrifice. It's comes out in the West. Well,
is it a game you can play after you miss like the beginning with everyone playing? You think there'll be enough people online and whatnot, or is it going to drop off if you like start playing maybe a month from now?
Well, it's still in the charts.
Yep.
It's still in the charts, so it's still being played. Every time I go on there, I see the rooms are always full. And there's always a big range of people playing. You can see what levels they are.
Right.
So I think for a good while there's going to be a lot of people. I'm just wondering whether or not the West is going to be able to play with the Japanese. I don't know if it's multi-region online. If it's not, it might drop off a little quicker.
I really hope it is because, I've played from
I guess
Europe
they could patch it, right?
Yeah.
I guess
there shouldn't be any lags, though, if it's in.
No, absolutely not. No, I mean, I've played people who are in the UK, and I'm in Japan, and there's been absolutely no lag. But whether or not they put like multi-region servers up there, so like I've got the Japanese copy, and someone else has got a US copy, and then someone else has got a European copy, but we can all play at the same time together. If like you're on someone's like. If you're on the friends list, you can like invite everyone in together. I mean, hopefully that's got it on there, and then that'll give the game more of a longevity and more of a chance to play online. So I don't see why not. But yeah, we
should
really
be okay
know.
because in the chat during fights is preset phrases, so they can do it like Final Fantasy XI did it.
Yeah,
when someone selected a phrase, it showed in the language that your game was in.
Yeah. That's pretty simple as well to do that. But I mean, the demo comes out on the 16th in Europe, and is it the States? It's both of them, right?
I think it's both.
Yeah,
both
so
blogs put that info. So
yeah, so if you're listening to it and you are interested, get on it because it's a hell of a game. And yes, Steve, I reckon I don't think you'll have much of a problem.
Yeah. I think I'll probably get to it in a month or so. I got a big backlog, so.
You got a crazy backlog. You haven't been playing games for like 3 months, 4 months.
Well, Japanese. Yeah, I've been playing games on the go on iOS, unfortunately, but that's barely better than.
They're not games.
Unfortunately. Hey.
Well, some of them are. Some of them are quite good. I'm not gonna. I've been forced to take a good, hard investigation at what's available. There's some good stuff, but yeah.
Actually, one thing though about Soul Sacrifice, like you have to be careful you get it used, right? Because the online code will be probably gone.
Yeah, but you can buy an online ticket on the store.
Buy an online ticket, but I mean, like if you get it used, like how much does the ticket cost?
The used ticket is 980 yen.
Yes, I mean, like you just have to keep in mind that like it could be plus 980 yen.
Yeah, totally.
How much it costs.
I mean, that's why. I mean, most of the time, if I buy a game and it's got some kind of online aspect to it, I won't buy it secondhand. Plain and simple, unless I'm not interested in the online multiplayer. But yeah, other than that, I buy all my online games new. So, anyways, okay, that's cool. So yeah, so you're still enjoying Soul Sacrifice then, Jack?
Yep,
Good.
I think I'm going to play some more with the RSG people when the next DLC hits or something.
Yep, I'll be there as well. I'll be playing. Alrighty, so let's move on. Miku, Steven, you're up.
Yes.
Do it.
Miku. So about a month ago, March 7th, it came out with a huge called the Oomoji, like big character pack, and it was available for a whopping 3,000 yen.
That's half the price of the game.
I'll just get that out there right now. That's a lot of money for downloadable content.
That's half the price of the game.
So you're right. The game is still available online for 6,000 yen.
Yeah.
3,000. So because I only play games on the run
Sorry.
for very short periods of time.
Right.
I figured this was like the best one to play. But yeah, you are getting essentially 6 new rhythm songs and then a bunch of items and
well, items as in what? Like clothes?
Right, all that stuff that I really have no interest in. But
liar.
But
I know you play this in the toilet.
Pervert.
Toilet equal accessorizing.
Yeah.
But by every count, I mean, I said this before in a previous podcast. It's a full-fledged hardcore rhythm game, and when you're playing this on extreme and you have all your reflex cylinders firing properly, it's the perfect rhythm mayhem. So I was like, because of that, I just decided I'm just going to buy it, regardless of the high price. I kind of no longer have like a blanket prejudice towards Vocaloid music because it's really everywhere in Japan. I mean, if you're in public, game shops, if you go to Akihabara, restaurants, even the gym, you're gonna hear Vocaloid. When I mean like Vocaloids, it's the singing with the synthesizer software that they use to create all the music in there.
Dude, you don't know how many times
you just kind of develop these cauliflower boobs on your ears.
I can't. I've walked in. I don't know how many times I've walked into a Family Mart and they've been playing Miku music, and I've just turned around and walked out.
And it's really disturbing. It's like you're shopping for a snack, and suddenly, why is Hatsune Miku singing in this store?
When you're benching and you're maxing out on your bench, and then, then you've got nothing to back you up. But
she's backing you up.
Yeah, no, I don't know how many times I've turned around and walked out the store because it's on like an infinite loop. The broadcast they play in the convenience store, and I know that like you've got like a 6-minute window where it's not that it doesn't play. So like I walk out and then come back in like 2 minutes later and I go, I've got 6 minutes to get what I need and get back out again before Miku comes on.
What kind of people are we raising with the high school kids and the older adults who, think about it, I mean, you can't go in there to buy some crackers without going insane. These people are standing there working, getting paid, minimum Japanese wage or whatever it is, and they are listening to this constantly. We are raising a society of people who are going
Mossberger
crazy.
had an endless loop which only lasted 20 seconds.
Oh my God.
AKB48.
Oh no.
But it was only on a 20-second loop, and I was in there waiting for my food, and I had to listen to the loop at least 15, 20 times.
Well, I'm so glad that wherever I go, I have headphones. I got a pair of headphones. I've got a mobile phone.
Blockers.
Yeah,
that's your new name.
Don't listen to it. So
right.
I'm
safe. Yeah. So I guess if we're talking, so I guess I'll talk about the music because it's the only reason I bought it was for the 6 rhythm games, not really the music per se, really the game, but the music.
It's for the outfits in it, Stephen. Just come out and say it. I buy it for the outfits.
I'm glad you can't see my apartment. No, I'm just kidding.
You're using the AR, right? They're using the AR cards to put Miku
I have
on
not
everywhere.
Used it. I'm very proud to say. The first time I bought the first game, obviously you spent 6,000 yen, so you have this compelling urge to go, what the hell am I paying on top of, the core game is not worth 6,000 yen, so there's all this superfluous stuff on there. So it's like, since I paid the money, I feel obliged to check it. So I did do that the second time. The second time I didn't fall for the same mistake. I went right to the 6 rhythm games.
Don't lie.
They have like these several tracks that are pretty famous. Tell Your World, Tokyo Teddy Bear. Some of them I can tolerate the music for, like I said, but they did have one on there, Sweet Devil, or no, Rin-chan Now.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a type of music that just literally makes you want to file a restraining order against Vocaloids. It's only slightly better than, I don't know, Drowning Kittens. It was pretty bad, but the actual games themselves, the core gameplay is fantastic. And once you get into, I finished all of normal. I'm doing hard right now. I did talk to Mehdi briefly. He already finished, but he started on hard because he's a savant when it comes to that type of stuff.
I'm not saying anything when it comes to Mehdi.
Yeah,
I'm just trolling him. I can't do it. I just keep. You don't know how hard it is for me to just sit here and bite my lip.
For what?
Just I can't believe you got into this day. I really just didn't see you do it.
We did talk about you're more of a music guy.
Yeah, I know, but you're like this. You're a hardcore Spartan. You're a master of the gym. You know what I mean? And like, this is a game that I just didn't see you play, and then all of a sudden you're into it. You love it.
Like rhythm games, and it was the battle of the two there. And,
yeah, I know you're into rhythm games and stuff, but I just
it's because it's the hardest of the rhythm games. Like, you can play Poster, and like I got ranking 126 out of 200,000 people on the leaderboards for that game. I played really hard. Wow. I could not do that on this game if I tried. It's just it's a whole different echelon of playing, and because of that, I sort of think, oh, maybe I'm really good at this, and then I tried this and I got my butt handed to me. It was
Okay.
extreme. Like I will never forget. It's seared in my head when we were at Tokyo Game Show trying in vain to make a podcast in the hotel, and there was Mehdi sitting Indian style in his pajamas with his glasses on, and watching him scratch the screen with both hands with his thumbs on extreme at lightning fast. It was just like, I don't know how many beats per minute it was on there, but it was way up at level 10 on extreme.
Yeah, he's a bit of a
utter
savant.
spaz.
I was with Mehdi once, and we went into a game store, and is that Wii Rhythm game? Rhythm Heaven? Yeah, and he walked over to it, and he put it on the hardest tune, and maxed it out, just aced it, and I was like, what? And he did it without like blinking. It was funny. He was like, and then walked away as if it was nothing.
Well, he's the one who taught me how to scratch for Miku, because you have to scratch. You can scratch in any direction. Like when a star comes across the screen, when the star touches the silhouette of the star, you have to scratch the screen in any direction. But he taught me the double hand thumbs, and it's better to go up and alternate both thumbs. And then I tried it, and it was registering better as opposed to just going up or down, right or left in any random direction. So it's definitely in the zone. He learned how to play that game. But so the big thing after playing this though for about an hour or so, and now it's going to start to get fun. I'm going to move to hard, and then I'm going to go
Where
extreme.
are you playing this?
Really
Do I ask? Are you playing this at home on a train at work?
Yeah, this is the type of game where it's better just to play when you're stationary.
Right. Okay.
If you're rocking on the train, it's I don't know.
You need the concentration, right?
Probably just standing in the middle in a crowded.
Right, you need the concentration to play this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get your headphones on and just kind of get your favorite scrunchie, put it on your lap.
So some of the songs, do they have like alternative paths and stuff?
Not really alternate paths, but depending, there's like a technical zone on there where if you get them all right, it extends the end.
Right, because I noticed in some on the original game. There's a background where like dragons and stuff start coming into it, and if you can keep acing it, like the path it follows, it like kind of extends and goes a different way, and like the dragons start coming out onto the screen and stuff. But if you don't ace it, you don't even see that. Right.
So you don't know that during like this chance time or these certain parts in the game where if you don't get a perfect there, you won't be able to see that. But so that's pretty nice. And that really comes down to is the price for this. These 6 songs came out with the PlayStation 3 version back in early March.
Right.
So they were included in the original price.
Right.
Whereas we had to pay 3,000 yen for these 6 additional songs. However, if you bought the PlayStation 3 version, they gave you 50% off if you wanted to repurchase it for the Vita. So that's how Mehdi purchased his. He bought 500 yen. He bought it from somebody else, so he only had to pay 2,000 yen. If you see what I mean, he paid 1,500 plus 500 yen. But it's still like there's one song in there, Senbon Zakura, which actually also appears on Groove Coaster.
Oh, Groove Coaster.
So Groove Coaster has been getting really. They've been doing a very good job with their downloadable content lately. They've been putting out a lot of download packs.
Right, I think I got you into this, right?
You did. You fully got me into Groove Coaster.
I take full responsibility for that.
You're full credit for that. I'm sorry, all I've got is Gyro Zetter for you, but
yeah, Gyro Zetter. Thanks, Danny DeVito machine.
Right, and so Senbon Zakura was available for Groove Coaster, and for Groove Coaster they had it in a pack, 4 songs, and that was for $4.99. That's 4 songs for $4.99, and it's the exact same song that's on Miku, this new downloadable pack. And yet here you're seeing a price difference of 4 songs for Groove Coaster for the price of 1 song for Vita, for the Sony for the Vita version. Now, granted, they've got these beautiful pictures or this beautiful screen. It's completely different amount of content. You know, what you're watching on screen is much more beautiful. It's all high res, the animations, the lighting, it's really gorgeous. Whereas the Groove Coaster is more like a scaled down version of res. Like,
right. Yeah. It's very similar. It's very minimalistic.
And the version for the Vita it's about 2 minutes longer than the one for Groove Coaster, because I played Senbon Zakura Coaster as well and compared the two. And of course, obviously the level of difficulty for Vita is much higher and it's much more engaging. So, but still 500 yen per song is kind of what it really boils down to for the Vita. You're willing to pay 500 yen per song for 6 songs, for ultimately 3,000 yen. It's ridiculously high. For something like that.
This is also a PS3 game. Have you not been tempted to buy the PS3 version?
No. I mean, I wouldn't
why?
want the same content twice when you're already playing something that is perfect for like touch controls.
Right. Okay.
If you didn't have it, I mean, yeah, why not?
Because it's got that big controller,
you're getting more
right?
value. You're getting more value for PlayStation 3 because you're getting all the songs.
But you've also got that big controller, so it feels like you're in the arcades as well. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I much prefer the Vita. I would never go any other way. The only time, like for example, Groove Coaster, they've actually created a full arcade.
Yes, it's in the arcade now, right?
I had a chance to try it, Japo 2013 at Makare Messe.
Nice.
Earlier in the year, and that is an example of taking something that's touch. You're swiping the screen, on your iPad or iPhone. And then they're taking it to the next level. They're doing things they're giving you additional controls on that, where in the arcade it was these like Flight of the Navigator controls. I don't know if you remember that movie where the boy sits in that throne and he's got huge circles on the right and left of him and he's controlling it. So they've got these.
That was a great movie.
Yeah, and it's like they've saw that and said, that's awesome, let's put that. And they gave a game that's got these very visceral controls even more control, this sense of something unique to the arcade, and it was really amazing. And then the actual arcade cabinet was just gorgeous. It's just oozing style.
Yeah, because a lot of those the iPad, iPhone games, rhythm games like Jubeat and Reflect Beat, they're all in the arcade as well.
Yes, they are.
So and
a lot of them are carbon copies of each other.
Yeah,
basically, except like you're touching the screen. There may be buttons there, but you're essentially doing the same thing. Whereas Groove Coaster, they took a concept and they gave it additional controls, because there are times we have to move to the right or move to the left based on arrows. So they have these huge circular joysticks that you now physically move, and it was really fascinating. But I guess of course, then you're taking a game that's really cheap and suddenly you're paying 100 yen per play, which is kind of another interesting wrinkle in it all. But you do get to show off your skills in front of other people, and that's also very fun.
Look at me.
It is also kind of interesting that Groove Coaster is one of the only games where you can sit there and watch somebody play, and you can follow along as if you're really playing it, because basically you're just pressing the button in sync with the nodes on a line. So you can actually watch the game and learn how to play the game to expert level without having even played it, which was probably the only game I've ever seen where you could do that.
Right. I can totally imagine that. I mean, when you play Groove Coaster, it's the same thing over and over again, though, right? So basically you're just watching a pattern.
That's right, yeah. You're on a linear line that's going all over the place. Then at the end, it pans back and you can see like a picture of what you just...
Yeah, like the routes you just followed.
Right.
Yeah.
But it just seems like they're doing more interesting things, Groove Coaster, than say like Miku with this type of new technology. And they also created something on April Fool's Day. Probably one of the only times I've ever seen somebody actually bring value to the marketplace for free on April Fool's, because usually it's just full of these horrible eyes. For one day they gave you a new track, and they called it a spooky story. And so what they did was they combined horror with a rhythm game.
Right.
And so imagine like a radio program where they're telling you a scary story instead of the electronic music you're normally listening to.
Right.
It was really, really good. So you're playing along this path, and he touches on these scary points, and then you have to match the beats with these scary points in the story. It was really interesting, and they're kind of like pushing the envelope a little bit. So I'm really interested to continue to follow the she does in Taito.
Has this made you go into the arcades more often? Like,
they haven't come out yet. They only have one test site, and that was only for a short period. The game hasn't hit the arcades yet.
When
they
is
did
it?
Have this at this expo, where they hold TGS.
Do you know when the release date is?
I think it's fall of this year.
Okay, so is this going to bring you back to the arcades?
Absolutely.
Like Gunslinger Stratos did to me?
Quite a bit. I spent about 500 yen on it. It made me think, though, because you can buy, if you've never played it, I recommend you play Groove Coaster, but it's available for free called Groove Coaster Zero now. You can actually go on and play it for free on there.
Yep.
And then you can buy it, you download extra songs for $1.99 or a pack for $4.99 for 4 songs. So that suddenly you're taking something that's very low in price and you go to the arcade, it's very expensive.
Any of you other guys played Groove Coaster?
I've played the iPhone version, but I haven't bought any additional packs, I think.
Yeah, I played I think it was $1 when I bought it. Maybe it wasn't $0. It's like the original release. It was okay.
It's not your style.
Yeah, the music, it's not really music.
Right.
Bleep bloops.
They've really they've brought a lot of different music. They got Vocaloid packs for the Medis, and they've got a lot of different Japanese indies.
Don't pretend that you're not the guy. You're not a Vocaloid guy. Now, come on. We all know it. It's okay. You can admit it. No one's gonna set you aflame.
I'm all right.
Cheesy, are you playing this at all? Have you played it?
No, I'm not.
You're not. Are you not interested in this type of game? It's a rhythm game because you played Harmono Night, right?
Yeah, I played Harmonite. I do like rhythm games. I have not gotten around to playing Groove Coaster. I don't know. No one's convinced me to play it yet.
Give it a whirl. You might surprise yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, for something that's free, I recommend you give it a try. One thing that's really interesting, they're like, for example, they'll have these promotions where they'll say you can try one track for free for 24 hours in this 24-hour period, and you can play it once because you may not like the song, but having played it, you realize the gameplay is quite good. Mm-hmm. And then based off of the strength of that one play, you go, oh, maybe I want to purchase that. I think they're really, the way they're offering their game and they're trying to promote it is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Alrighty, let's switch gears and move on. Let's go to this Monster Hunter clone on the Vita.
Toukiden.
Yeah.
And it's a Monster Hunter clone for the Vita. I think it was supposed to come out on the PSP at first, right?
Yes, it was something a PSP game.
Yeah, and you can see that it's a PSP game because despite the graphics being really well clean...
They're very clean.
Yeah, they are really super clean, but I think it looks much cleaner than, well, for example, Soul Sacrifice.
Yes, it does.
But still, it's just clean. The stages are, well, pretty empty.
Yeah.
And, well, there's not really that much to look at. Well, from my experience. I've played it for about 20 minutes, I think.
Good demo, eh?
Yeah, I've played the tutorial, which was super boring, and got into the first quest after that, but something happened halfway through that, and I never picked it up again.
I mean, when we say it's a Monster Hunter clone, it literally is. I mean, the UI is a blatant rip-off.
Yeah.
The weapons that you get to choose are a blatant rip-off. The sections of where you play and when you're hunting, instead of numbers, the letters, right? The katakana, right?
Right.
It was better when you were saying the sex when you play because I was getting excited for a second.
What? Sections. I was trying to say sections.
Sex.
Yeah, I'm in pain, dude.
It's okay.
I'm in quite a lot of pain.
You're making it sound hot.
Trying to concentrate and do this at the same time with pain is not exactly easy. So the sections are all basically where you play and where you're fighting the characters. They're in katakana, whereas in Monster Hunter, I think, are they letters or are they numbers?
Numbers, I think.
Numbers, right. Yeah, it's so... Yeah, the whole thing's just a rip-off. I mean, I think that the reason why I didn't play it as much as I thought I was going to play it is because when the demo came out, there was no multiplayer.
Oh, right, it only had local play.
It only had local play, and I was like, nah, I don't really want to play this. with people I don't know, and obviously I don't know anyone else around me who's playing it. So, I mean, did you try and play this with the ad hoc party at all?
No, I just played it alone for a bit and decided that while I love Soul Sacrifice and Monster Hunter is interesting for me, this kind of a ripoff, while being basically a port of a PSP game, it's not something I'm looking forward to.
This is isn't this by Koei Tecmo?
Yeah, I think it is.
Right.
So it looks good, but
it looks good. It looks clean, but I think it's just too clean. It's got no character to it. The characters are pretty boring. Well, from a I mean, this is just a demo. I mean, we don't really know how far they're going to go with it. But it's coming out on the PSP and the Vita at the same time, right?
Yeah, in June.
In June, and they're cross-play between the Vita and the PSP.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they were. I'm pretty sure that's what you were able to do with it. I think that was one of the selling points of it. But yeah, I mean, this is a game I'm not going to pick it up. From what I played with the demo, I wasn't impressed at all.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I mean, at first I thought I was impressed by it, but then I went back and played it again, and yeah, I just nothing like stood out. As I said, though, it's just a demo, so I you can't really judge it. But I guess I already have because I won't be buying it.
Yeah.
Maybe if they release another demo with an online multiplayer, maybe I'll give it another shot. But as it stands at the moment, yeah, I wouldn't bother with it.
Yep, exactly. Do like this man says.
Alrighty. Eric.
Hi, yes.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, what's up?
DQ7.
God, it's game of the year.
Really?
Oh, so good. It's a really nice. It's a really nice remake of the game. They added a lot of stuff. There are a few changes that I don't like.
What platform is this on, please?
Oh, sorry, 3DS.
Okay. Right.
I just assume Andrew would know, like, the only system worth owning right now.
Don't troll. Please.
I'm sorry, I'm just joking around. Nah, just mess with you, buddy. But no, it's 3DS, really nice. The music is beautiful, all fully orchestrated. Really good job on that. Mostly, what's an English word for things? Mostly in line with the original game in all the good ways. They made a few changes. A big one, anyone who's played the game, there's a big one at the start of the game. I didn't really care for the change, but I mean, it doesn't. I mean, I think like today's gamers will be happier with it this way. I don't really want to spoil it for anyone who's played the game before because it's a change. Like if you played the game before, it's a spoiler, which is weird. But
do you like the artwork?
Oh, I love it. I think they really. They think they made it a little bit better. They fixed it up. It looked a little.
The artwork is by the same guy who does Dragon Ball, right?
Yeah. I love it. I love. It just has that kind of like free spirited kind of feeling to it. It's just nice and simple, and it gets the job done.
Didn't the WiiU version come out last week?
That's Dragon Quest X.
That's 10, isn't it? Sorry, I'm going somewhere else.
No, it's okay. I had to give that up, kind of like Soul Sacrifice, but not for the game's fault this time. But anyway, that's an entirely different thing. But yeah, no, it's just a really good portable version of a game that I really, really like playing.
This was a port. So
it's not a port.
It's not a port then? Is it a total remake?
Yeah, it's completely remake because the original game was 2D with. Well, yeah, it was pretty much 2D with a 2D game on the Sony PlayStation video game console with some of those 3D things.
Oh wait, so this was a PlayStation 1 game?
Oh yeah, it was really late PlayStation 1 game. I think the PS2 was already out at the time.
Oh wow.
And everyone was hating on it because it was pretty backdated for graphics wise. But I mean, I played that I think my original gameplay on it was like 120 some hours, maybe more.
So you did play the PlayStation 1 version?
Yeah, I played. Oh god, I put like more than 120 hours. I think I still have my save. I could check it.
Did you finish it?
Oh yeah, I did.
Oh, you did. Okay.
I didn't do everything. That's the other thing. It was 100 hours plus, and I didn't do everything. I mean, the game can be beaten in like 60 hours.
Well, there's a lot of side quests and stuff.
Oh, there's a lot of side quests. There's just this whole other big stuff.
How's the music?
I was saying earlier, the music's great. Like they fully orchestrated it for the 3DS version.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds really, really nice.
How's the actual 3D?
I don't really ever turn the 3D on my 3DS.
No, me neither.
It's not like the thing that I can see it. Like, it's not that thing. I just never think about it.
Right.
I always forget the 3DS actually does 3D.
I mean, the thing I don't like. I mean, I like the 3D, but when the game has like some we're gonna talk about it later. Luigi's Mansion. It's got like gyro support in it, and then when you're trying to move the actual system and you've got it in 3D, you obviously just totally lose it.
Right.
So yeah, I always switch it off anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know what they did with it. But it still looks really, really nice. I'm just getting to the part where you unlock the job system, and a big change here is that like before your characters would always look the same, but now in this version they changed their clothing based on the jobs they get, so that'll be interesting to see how they did that. So, but I mean, it looks good, plays good. They basically, I mean, there's some things I don't think they needed to add. But I think for like whiny gamers who need their hands held, they added some stuff that it doesn't interfere with my game playing, but it makes it easier for people. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. It kind of feels like overkill.
Have they implemented any new stuff in it, like Street Passing or anything like that?
Yeah, there's a whole Street Pass thing that ended up changing a little bit of the order of the game.
Right.
Nothing big, but like in order for the Street Pass thing to come along, they changed up the game a little bit. But yeah, I haven't really been using it because I don't really Street Pass people that often. But I think it has like Bravely Default where you can still get people. But I've just been so deep in the story mode that I haven't actually been doing any of that stuff.
You haven't been doing it, so you wouldn't be aware if it was adding items or quests to your...
I mean, I'm pretty sure you can get items, and you get dungeons to go through, and the dungeons can get you some... like items and new items even in like they weren't in this game before, which is cool. I did one of the dungeons. It was hard. It was actually really, really hard, terrifyingly so, but it was fun. So I could, if I had the time, I could see myself doing it. I just don't have the time. I'm probably just going to play the game normally.
Right.
But I'm really, really enjoying it.
So was this a full retail price then?
Yeah. I think so. I don't remember. I just bought it day one, no question asked.
Who was the developer behind it?
That's a very good question because I cannot remember right now. I don't know who worked on this. Was it? I can't think of it. Was it? I don't know. Is it Art Piazza or something like that? I can't. I sound like an idiot, but I don't know. I really can't think of who did it.
Right. Okay. I was just wondering if it was like outsourced to another company.
Well, I mean, like that, like Dragon Quest always is.
Yeah.
Like the way Dragon Quest is made, for people who don't know, like there's the three guys basically. The Toyama does the art. The story is done by, I can't believe this is embarrassing. I'm forgetting his name right now. And then there's like Sugiyama does. I can't think of his name. Wow, that's a complete brain fart. It doesn't. But anyway, the three guys, they have their roles. And but the company that does it, like the actual coding and stuff, it's been different all the time. I mean, the original few were done by wow, I'm being bad tonight. That company that people they make the dungeon games. Come on, someone help me here.
$25,000 pyramid.
Yes, the company that makes the Chunsoft did the original Dragon Quests.
Chunsoft did them?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty darn sure.
Wow.
But then I mean, like level 5.
Yeah, level 5. Yeah.
8 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like people are like, see, level 5 makes good games, and no, it's because like the Dragon Quest people made it. That's why it's the only good level 5 game that was ever made.
Right.
But anyway, no, it's always like that. So I'm pretty sure it's
RT. I can't pronounce things. RTPS or something like that. But yeah, it looks good. The music is amazing, and it's just a really good port. I mean, it's gonna be if you like Dragon Quest, you're gonna get a lot of hours out of 7.
So
it has a lot of quality in it.
So you didn't bother getting Dragon Quest X then?
No, it's an online game. I don't have time.
What about the 3DS version?
What was that?
The 3DS version, right? Is there not a 3DS version? Am I going crazy? Yeah, yeah.
No, that was just the Wii U came out, and that was it.
Right, that was it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't bother with it?
No, I didn't.
But you played the beta, though, right?
I know. I didn't get I bought the. I bought the.
You bought the white Wii U, right?
Yes.
But I thought you got a code off somebody. Did you not?
No. I mean, I only played the original Dragon Quest X on the Wii.
Right. Okay, you played it on the Wii. Sorry, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was trying to remember where you played it.
Yeah,
played it on the Wii. So playing it on the Wii, you didn't think that, I want to go play it on the Wii U, or you said, I've had enough of it. You don't want to carry on with it.
I would love if I could arrange my life that I could play a couple hours of Dragon Quest X every day because it was really fun. Just don't have the time in my life to do it.
Don't have the time.
It was really fun. I really enjoyed it. I wish I could play it. I just can't.
I'm sorry about that, sir. I'd like to give you some time, but I don't have it. Oh, who's been capitalizing twos and bolding twos? Anyways, talking about twos, PSO2. Jack, tell us about it, please.
PSO2 got a new update last week.
How big was it?
Or was it this week? Yeah, it was this week, I think.
Right.
It was, I think, 1.5 gig on the Vita and 2 gigs or 3 gigs on the PC.
Where are you playing this?
I'm playing it on my PC at work, at home, and on the Vita at work. But to be honest, I really prefer the PC version.
Okay, so are you playing the PC version, then saving it on a cloud and then pulling down that same information on the Vita?
No, it's an online game, so you're,
that's what I mean.
Yeah, you're using the same server.
Same servers, though, right? Yeah.
Log off, all the data stays there. So, yeah, I'm using my old character, both on the Vita and the PC.
Right.
And this update brought us a new field, Dragon's Den or something, with new cool bosses and stuff. And also, it brought us a Miku collaboration.
Yes. Yeah. So is Mehdi playing it?
Not yet. I think not yet. And sad part is, even if he starts playing it, we wouldn't be able to afford that piece of clothing because it's the most expensive fashion item so far, I think.
Oh, really?
If you're not going to use real money to try to...
So you're playing this on the PC and the Vita. What's the percentage? Can you see what kind of percentages, like PC versus Vita?
Well, it would be hard to tell. You would have to log in 2 times because when on the PC you see the PC exclusive blocks in the game and the PC plus Vita blocks in the game.
Right.
But when you log from the Vita, you only see the Vita blocks with Vita exclusive blocks and the PC plus Vita blocks. So you can't see it all at once. So it would be hard. But to be honest, since the release of the Vita version, when I play it on evenings, some of the servers are under medium heavy load, and they were all under light load before. So yeah, it's done the game it brought a new people to the game. That's for sure.
Do you know if it's still selling?
The Vita version? Yeah. I think... I don't know. It's not appearing on the charts, but... Well, they still have it in stores, so I guess maybe. If I had more money, I would buy it myself, but nah.
Because if you buy the actual... Because this is a free-to-play game, right?
Yes.
But if you buy the Vita version, what are you getting with it?
you get the game card, which allows you to use less of your memory card.
Right.
And it's a huge thing, and it will be an even bigger thing when the next patch hits, because until now all the patches have been around 1.5 gig, but during the live stream this week, they've told us that they're going to change the patching system on the Vita, so it's going to download only the necessary files, not the whole updatable
thing.
part of the game.
Yeah.
Because the interesting thing is that while you need those 1.5 gig to download the update, the size of the game hasn't changed a lot. I think
so. It's just overwriting stuff, right?
Yeah, it's overwriting it, so they're going to make it even better.
Oh, so
from
they're streamlining it.
Yeah, and one more thing about PSO2, which might. Well, two things. One, which is bad news for all the Western players. It's kind of old news, but some may not know that Sega has delayed the game again. And like someone on GAF said, they delayed it from, should be released sometime later to should be released sometime later than we said last time. So we don't know anything. Only news about this game were delays.
Hasn't the PC version already been translated?
It has been translated by fans, and the launcher has been translated by Sega in one of the patches. But the game itself, while you can play without any problems, even if you don't know Japanese, because you can install the English patch and you can install the story patch, which was released not so long ago. But the biggest problem is that some of the item names, all the item names and some other stuff is on the server, not in the files.
Right.
So the translators don't have access to that, so that even if you're using the patch, all the item names are in Japanese. So.
Okay.
Yeah, you would have to copy paste it on some site which has the item list and stuff. But during that stream this week, there was a little announcement of PSO2 Episode 2, which is going to be released this summer, and it's going to bring us no details, but new classes, new race, at least one race, and, new fields, new story content, so I'm really looking forward to that.
So can you explain to me why you don't like playing it on the Vita? Because I mean, when I played it at TGS, I thought it was. I mean, for an MMO, and to put all of that information on the Vita screen was like, I was like extremely surprised.
Yeah, I was surprised.
And then
as well.
when I got to actually play it, when it came out and I downloaded it, I was blown away by it. I was like, wow, I can't believe that they've actually got all of this information onto the screen, and it's playable, it's usable. It's not like, oh my god, it's so clunky. There's just so much stuff on the screen, and where do I put my fingers and stuff like that. It's really very, very usable. So why don't you like the Vita?
As much as I think that it was an amazing thing to port the PSO2 to the Vita, there are a few aspects of the game that aren't really that easy to use on the go.
Such as
the chat, which really sucks on the Vita. It's really
the chat, as in what is it? Is this typing chat or is this voice chat?
Well, you can use voice chat if you're playing with Vita owners. If you're logged into the party application, just like we did with Soul Sacrifice, we were playing with party on at all times, basically.
Right.
But to type something in the game, you need to first hold the button in the corner of the screen, which calls out the chat screen, which takes about half of the screen, maybe even more. Then you select where you want to type it. Is it the guild chat, the local chat, the party chat?
Right.
And then you type your message, send it. You can... I think the chat window closed after sending one message at the beginning, but they've patched the continuous chatting some time ago. I may be wrong about that. But yeah, if you're playing with, for example, 3 friends like I do at most times, and you want to chat with them and do hard quests at the same time, it's not really that much fun. Plus, you have to touch your character to bring up the chat log. So if someone typed something to you and you missed it when it appeared as a chat bubble on the screen, you have to open the log or open the whole chat menu. So yeah, not really.
So
Plus,
I know that you read the blogs a lot regarding Phantasy Star Online. Are they?
Yeah.
Is this something that they're looking at to fix? I mean, is there enough people complaining about it that it's unusable?
Well, to be honest, I don't think you could do it any other way. The only better way to do it would be if you could just open the chat, but you would still need the keyboard. No, I think it's the only way to do it, really.
Okay.
So not really something you can fix, but I don't really see many complaints about that, so I guess it's maybe me. I was playing it on the PC for
when you're with
a year.
With like a group of friends,
Yes.
can you not use voice chat?
I mostly play with people who are on the PC, so there is no voice chat in the game itself. So
Yeah, but I mean, you can use the PlayStation voice chat, or is that disabled?
I think you can use it. I don't think any game which doesn't turn off your Wi-Fi disables it. So you could use it, but you would need people playing on the Vita for that. And yeah, like I said, I'm mostly playing with the PC members of our team, so that's a no-go, sadly.
So how many people in the team?
I think it's something like 78.
Oh, okay, so you got
Right
a pretty
now,
decent team.
But yeah, most of them are...
Inactive.
Yeah, they're inactive, just like you, Martin.
Yep, okay.
Yeah, because when the game first came out, the beta, I made the official thread on NeoGAF, and a lot of people were interested. They downloaded the game, they logged in, called us, Kyle and me, because we were the people inviting to the team back then.
Yeah.
Called us, we wasted our time, they played the game for like 30 minutes or something.
Right.
And never said anything
Okay.
anymore. So yeah.
Fair enough. Any of you guys got any questions, or is this just going to be me? You can't talk, guys. You can't ask questions. Yeah. Okay. One Piece. Okay, I'm going to talk about One Piece.
Are they hot?
Thanks. Don't troll.
No, I'm not
Stop
trolling.
that.
Sorry. I don't know. I mean, does it sounds like no one else really has anyone else even played it? Like Martin, you played it, and but has anyone else played it? Like I've never even touched it. Like Cheesy, have you touched the game at all?
Only at TGS.
Only at TGS. Did anyone else play it? Like I'm not trying to troll. I still think it's just like we're not that type.
It's an MMO. You play MMOs, don't you?
I try to keep his way as far as I can. It's a dirty.
I'm waiting for MMO FPSs, but
there is one, but it's a Western game.
yeah,
I'm not talking about the one that you're talking about.
I know.
There's like the EVE Online
Genocide?
thing.
Oh, okay.
There's another. There is one out there. Okay, so I'm gonna do One Piece, Musou 2 on the Vita, and this is basically a Musou game. This is a Koei Tecmo joint, and yeah, you were thinking, why would you want to play another Dynasty
We've had
Warriors
a lot
game?
of grumblings about this.
Well, yeah, everyone would think that. Why you want to play a Dynasty Warriors game? Because they're all the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, why get burned again? Is really
No,
what
it's not. This is different.
No, I mean up until now.
This is One Piece, and
So
the amount of characters, that this game gives
You
you.
have a huge amount of characters.
There's
It's crazy.
a huge amount of characters that you can choose from, and they're all completely different, and they've all got their own personality. The game is really charming. It's ridiculous. I mean, every time you finish a level, you can change your character. Because you're constantly unlocking characters as you're beating stages. Some of the stages last 15 minutes, some of them last 45. This is one of a few Vita games I've played where I've gone from a full battery to a dead machine. And this is a Dynasty Warriors game, but it's got a completely different twist to it because you're not the same character constantly over and over and over again. You're different characters.
How does character progression work if you're always changing?
Well, you level them up, and then as you level them up, you can level everybody else up by using money that you earn when that you earn from within the game. So, say for instance, I'm on level 10 on a character I've just finished the level with, and then the people I've just unlocked, they're all on level 1. You can use money and things that you've collected within the game to purchase upgrades for these people that are new to your roster. And when you beat the stages, you unlock new move sets, new combo move sets, new special moves, and it's just constantly unlocking stuff as you go.
And I think once you beat a stage, I think there was. Am I reading this incorrectly? But but like, wasn't it when you play a stage, you play as a certain character, but then you can go back?
Yeah, and play as a different character
it with different characters.
Yeah,
right?
You can constantly go back. You can do the stage as many times as you want with as many different characters as you want, and you'll always be able to upgrade. You'll always be picking items up and money up, and you'll constantly be unlocking people. It's just a blast. I didn't think I was going to have fun with it, but One Piece is so bizarre, and the characters are all so different. I mean, what's the biggest thing in Japan at the moment, anime-wise? It's One Piece, right?
It's One Piece, yeah, nowadays.
No doubt about it, it's One Piece. But as I said, the characters are all different. You start off as Luffy, and then you get Nami. But as soon as you beat the first stage, it unlocks like 3 new characters for you straight away. So you're not like just I've got to use Luffy again or Nami. You've got like 3 others to choose from, and then when you beat that stage, it unlocks like another 2, and it just constantly unlocks stuff as you go along. The story is a bit crazy. You start off as a team, basically as a team. And you're in this building, and basically this bomb goes off, and everyone gets infected, and they all turn against you, and then they all start coming against you, and they're basically trying to kill you. But what you need to do is you need to break them out of this spell to make them to bring them back to your side again, so they fight alongside you instead of fighting against you. But yeah, I had a blast playing it. I didn't think I was going to. I questioned myself. I was like, why the hell have I just bought a Dynasty Warriors game? But because, as I said, it's One Piece and there's so many characters in it, it just totally changed the whole thing, the whole feeling of the game. And it looks great as well. I was surprised how good it looked. Some of the environments look pretty plain, but then when you're getting like 50 to 60 characters on screen, and I mean, there's a lot going on screen. There's crazy combos. Graphically, it looks great. There's a lot of enemies on screen at once. It doesn't slow down. I didn't see absolutely any frame rate issues whatsoever. And with the amount of things on screen, I was like kind of blown away by what the Vita was doing. Yeah. I was quite upset that I had to sell it, but I sold it upon leaving my last time I was in hospital. But yeah, I played it for like a good, I don't know. I had it. I was in hospital.
Sounds like you should have kept that for your next hospital trip.
Well, yeah, seriously.
Yeah, I was wanting to, but like as I said, the ass falls out of the prices so quickly, and I need that money to buy my next game.
Right.
So
when you're playing a stage, isn't there like a partner summon kind of system?
Yeah, you can switch partners as well because I mean, depending.
It's not like a Dynasty Warrior. I don't want to talk like I know Dynasty Warriors that much, but I always thought like in Dynasty Warriors you pick your one character and you play through that. But in this game, like you can like by fighting or by collecting something, like you get the chance to use another character temporarily.
You do, yes. Like on the first stage, you're with Nami, and you can switch over. You go from Luffy to Nami, yeah. So sometimes, depending on what character is with you at a certain time, you're able to switch to a different character. So yeah, it makes the game more. It just changes the game. The game's changing constantly, not only with characters, but as I said, unlocking special moves and stuff like that. The game's a blast. I may actually go back and buy it again because I've got it in hospital. I'm going to be in hospital for 6 weeks, so I need something to play. So,
just while you're on that, what are you going to be bringing?
I'm sorry, say again.
What are you going to be bringing for those 6 weeks? Because that is going to be a long time.
Well, I've got PlayStation Plus.
Okay.
For my US accounts and the Japanese accounts, I just got a month PlayStation Plus for free for my Japanese account, and there's a load of games on there that I'm going to download. So you're
going to be getting games while you're there, additional games while you're there.
I can always buy, because everything on the Vita is day one digital as well, so I can always download stuff digitally, but I prefer not to because I like to resell them so I can buy my next game. My last day, I check into hospital on the Monday, so my last day to go out and go shopping really is tomorrow at the Sunday. So I've got PlayStation Plus on my Vita, both Japanese and US, and I've also got my 3DS, and I've got Luigi to keep me company, so I should be okay. I've got a laptop, I've got an iPad, I've got a pocket Wi-Fi, I got Hulu Plus, I've got Netflix, I'm okay.
You got more game technology than they have.
Basically, I'll be fine. But yeah, I'll go back to it. One Piece is awesome, and hopefully it'll get a Western release. And I don't know, maybe. I mean, I think Jack wanted to play, but I'm not too sure.
I think it was just announced for June.
Oh, really?
Oh. Yeah, I thought so.
I should add that Miku's going to be getting probably a Western release as well. So it's nice to hear some of those games finally hit Europe and America.
Yeah, I mean they totally deserve their audience. I think there's
definitely an audience craving them.
Well, I think there is. There's always an audience for it. I mean, One Piece, I think there's definitely an audience for One Piece.
Yeah, the manga sell pretty well. You can go to any bookstore and pretty much see them comics translated in English.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, if it comes out in the West, give it a shot. It's hilarious as well. It's funny. The music's kind of annoying, though, so I kind of turn the music off and listen to my own stuff.
Europe and North America, 2003, August.
Is it August?
It looks like it.
Is it a digital download only, or is it a retail? Because I think the PlayStation 3 one was digital only.
I think it's not going to get a Vita release in the West.
Right. Yeah, because it's the same with the PlayStation 3 version. It was digital only in the West. So they probably do the same thing again, which is not a bad idea, really. You know, you're not going to have stock just lying around if it doesn't sell.
The main character, the monkey D guy? He's the one who's made of rubber.
Luffy?
Yeah. What does he do?
What
for his special moves?
His special moves, just his arms are all over the place. His legs are all over the place. He picks people up and he spins them around. He throws them and stuff, and he jumps up in the air.
I remember Matrix 2 when he's got that big pole and he's swinging it around against all of them.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Kind of like that with his arms.
Basically, yeah. I mean, he does it so like he punches everybody like a million times, but like his arms are going everywhere and it's just all rubberized. It's funny. It's visually funny. And it's fun to play. It's a bit of a button masher, but like as I said, as you start to unlock characters and then you start to level up your characters, it doesn't become so much of a button masher because you're unlocking new combinations and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I had fun playing it. I think Elliot had a blast playing it as well. So I think Elliot was really surprised as well when he played it. He didn't think it was going to be something he was going to enjoy, but I think he ended up enjoying it more than he realized.
Not to talk for him, but I think he played the original one and was kind of I think he said this. He was disappointed, but like he really liked the second one.
Yeah, I think that's what. Yeah, I think I remember him saying that as well. He was.
I think a lot of the problems with the button mashers is if there's not like a steady flow of new things being unlocked. And like when we're playing Fist of the North Star, Hokuto no Ken, you'd get one move, you do it once, it's really cool, but then it's diminished returns. And if you're not getting a constant refill of new things to do, you're really going to get bored. So having that many characters, I think is necessary.
Having that many characters, you can't get bored. It's impossible.
So does this change your image of Tecmo Koei?
Not really, no, because essentially it's the same game, but you obviously given just different characters, but it is Dynasty War. It is just loads of different characters to play with. So different moves. Some of the characters are combat heavy. Some of them are more tactical, so you have to use them slightly differently to each other. So yeah, if you get a chance to play it, download it, whatever. It's good fun.
Wish I was still in Nagoya. I'd run over.
Yeah, damn. Alrighty, Jackie boy.
Yes.
You've been playing an old game, right?
Yes, I've been playing an old game
Tell us about
be
it.
ready for a slightly less old game.
Okay.
Because I've bought recently the Professor Layton versus Ace Attorney, the Layton Gyakuten Saiban crossover.
Oh, you bought that?
Yeah,
I thought you had no money.
I had no money, but I got my cash back from getting my internet installed.
Is that like a few $100, right?
Well, yeah, it was 5 man. So I was really shocked when they told me there's such thing. But anyway, the game is really cheap. I think I bought it for 1,900 on Amazon, new.
Yeah, I've been seeing it for that much.
Yeah,
in stores even.
It's crazy. I think it's even cheaper than the used copy, but whatever. So I bought it, and when I was talking with a friend about it, she said, yeah, I've played it, cleared it. The only one I didn't clear was the second Edgeworld game. I think it was Ace Attorney Investigations in English, the first one. And the second one is the only Ace Attorney game that hasn't been, well, aside from the crossover, that hasn't been translated and released in the West. I've played a bit of it before, but put it down really quickly, and I thought, well, I'll give it a shot. So I did, and 3 hours later, I was all like, oh, I should go to sleep, work tomorrow, I have to wake up early. But it's so interesting, so yeah. I really hope it gets released in the West, because while the first one was good, you're not the Phoenix Wright in that game, you're Miles Edgeworth. And because of that, I think the first game didn't have any trials in it, only the investigation part, and you had to use your supreme logic skills to find all the things that aren't true, and do examinations of all the people that can be the suspects. In the second game has added a new gameplay element. It's called Logic Chess. It's basically a time-limited cross-examination where you have few options to select. The time runs out pretty quickly, and you have to make the correct choices to break enemies' defense and, well, win at this logic chess kind of thing. I'm still on the second case, so I don't know if anything new is going to be added after that, but it's really good, and I really suggest that you give it a try if it gets released in the West, or if you can play it in Japanese.
Is this a type of game that you would buy normally? Because I don't see you buying this type of game.
Well, to be honest, I've played all the previous Ace Attorney games.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, I've played it and cleared them and really loved them, aside from the Apollo one, the fourth game where Phoenix wasn't the main character.
Are you playing these in Japanese or English? Because wasn't the original one in English as well?
Yeah, all the previous ones were in English, and I cleared them all in English. And I was a bit afraid about playing this one in Japanese because, well, it has quite a lot of this kind of specialistic language, so
Yeah.
I was afraid if I'm going to understand it, but it's easier than I thought. Maybe my Japanese has improved since when I first tried it, or, well, maybe I can get it out from the context, but there are quite a few words that I don't fully understand, but I know what's going on. I have no problems with that. It's not like, well, I'm pressing buttons to proceed. Nothing like that.
Right. But what I'm talking about was like when I said translated, the Japanese, some of the Japanese ones had English in them, right?
Oh, right. What you're talking about is the re-releases of the first three for the DS, because they were originally GBA games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The re-releases of the when they were on the DS, those contain both English and Japanese. I don't think 4 has English. I could be wrong, but I know that the first 3 were originally GBA games, and the DS re-releases had the English included.
Right. Okay. You want to say anything else about Ace Attorney, Jack?
No, that's all. Play it. It's good.
Play it. It's good. Excellent. Okay. Eric, I want you to talk about a game that the West is not going to get.
Yeah, suckers.
I want you to rub it in.
Poor people.
Yeah. Do it.
Yeah, I'm looking at the title
Deal with it.
right now because it's on my cell phone because I only kind of really love this game. Mother 2 came out about a month ago. Yeah, about 4 weeks ago almost. For a Wii U for our 30 yen game for the month of March. And I had picked up the other ones because a certain person threw 210 yen at me and said, buy every single game that comes out on the Wii U VC. So I said, okay. But I hadn't actually played Balloon Fight or, what was the other one? Fire Emblem? Yeah, Fire Emblem we got here. I didn't play them at all. I just downloaded them because, I kind of entered a legal contract because I received 210 yen. But yeah, I finally started playing the emulator on the Wii U, and right now I would think my most looked for thing in gaming right now is when the VC opens on Wii U, because it is so great playing it on the Wii U pad. It's the right size. I mean, I love playing the Virtual Console on the 3DS. But, the Wii U pad is just the perfect size for these kind of games with all the buttons and all the remapping that they give you for it. Like, it's really, really nice. It's pretty, there's actually one thing, and if any of you have used the Wii U VC, I'm not sure if I'm doing something wrong, but like, for some reason, like sometimes it'll start up and it'll be like, hey, you quit in the middle of the game last time. So here, start right off from your quick save, which is cool, but sometimes it'll boot right into the regular menu and I have to load the save. It's just 2 taps and it's not that big of a deal, but I'm just wondering why that ever happens. When it does work that way, though, it's pretty nice of just turning the Wii U on, waiting the 4 hours for it to boot up, and then once it finally does that, just like 2 taps and then the game boots up and it just starts off where I left off. Really, really nice. It just looks really good.
Why isn't this getting a release in the West? Has there been an explanation as to why?
Because of the Beatles, essentially.
That's the rumor.
Yeah, the rumor is that because there's a lot of music that sounds like Beatles music or pulls from Beatles music, and they don't want to really deal with the legal
implications
side of everything, that they just don't do it. I mean,
can't they just rewrite the music?
God,
if only.
Because
yeah.
it sounds like there's a lot of people who want to play this in the West.
Oh yeah, it's a big thing.
Wouldn't people?
Well, it originally came out in the West, and I guess the fact that it came out and to begin with is a weird thing. It could have caused problems, I guess, but I guess it didn't, or got lucky, and it didn't sell that well. So like copies, I think Cheesy might know better than I, but they can be $200 for a used copy, right?
It's insane. I never owned the Super NES version of Earthbound.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I have a Super NES copy, and my biggest regret of my life is I could probably have paid off college, because I remember walking into Best Buy one day, and there was a stack of copies of Earthbound for $5 a piece, and I was just entering high school or whatever. Like, I didn't have any cash on me. If I said to my parents, let's buy all these because we can sell them in the future, they shut up. You're not buying a bunch of video games; they're just video games. But yeah, they're seriously expensive. Like, if anybody snagged all those things, like they probably are slowly selling them off whenever they want a couple $100.
Wow.
Because it's a really good game.
So, I mean, don't you think that even if they could rewrite it and if they could charge a little bit more, because if they could rewrite the music, is not worth it?
God, how much would it take? I mean, that's the thing. We're talking about like a very vocal minority. Like there's a lot of people, yes, but is it enough to redo music? Then recode the game to put the music in there and then put it up and then hope enough people buy it, like especially like that's why until the yen is getting stronger now, we haven't been seeing all these releases, these announcements of localizations. Lo and behold, the yen's getting stronger, and all of a sudden we're getting all these announcements. Bravely Default is rumored to be coming out now, pretty strong rumored. All these other things are hitting up, and it's like, hey, look, the yen's strong. So like especially that and all that work for an old game that some people want to play, but then I mean, seriously, like, I can't imagine so many people would be like, yeah, I want to pay this. I would love to pay. I would love if they got it out somehow. And then, like, Nintendo's like, all right, well, we worked really hard. Here's the game. But, because of all these issues, it's going to cost $10 instead of $6. And everyone's like, oh, I'm just going to pirate it then. It's like, I mean, that's the kind of worry that it's a business, and I don't think, and to be honest, like, the people that love this game, I don't think they'd be happy if the music was changed. I think they'd be really upset. I think they would actually like boycott it, even though
would they boycott it even though they wouldn't get it in the first place?
Well, we know how bad gamers are at boycotting things. They say I'm so offended by this, and now I'm going to buy it anyway. So I don't know.
But they couldn't play it in the first place.
Yeah, I know. I don't know, but I don't see that happening. I mean, it just doesn't seem realistic. It's unfortunate, but it's just not realistic, I think. It's not going to come out. It's an unfortunate thing. I don't think it came out on the Wii, the Wii Virtual Console, did it? Someone correct me if I'm wrong.
No, it never did.
Yeah, because that was the thing. It was on the Smash Brothers. It was one of the demos, but it just didn't come out on the Wii Virtual Console either. I don't know what was up with that, but now it's on the Wii U. But it's really nice playing it on there. It's a shame that it won't come out in the States.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. So what was it? It was what, 30 yen?
30 whopping yen, and I didn't even pay for it because I was given the money. So it was pretty fantastic.
Excellent. Okay. So I think Jackie Boy is going to be going, right?
Yes, sadly I have to. Sorry, guys.
Not sticking around. Okay, no problem. Well, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Very much appreciate it. And we'll chat. I'll see you. Well, I won't see you. Well, I will see you at TGS, but yeah, I'll talk to you another time. God knows when that'll be. But yeah, take it easy.
Yeah, stay strong.
I'll try. Thank you very much.
See ya.
See you later. Good night.
Later.
Good night.
That's me.
Yes, me.
Righty. Okay. Well, it looks like we've exhausted our list of games we've been playing, other than Luigi's Mansion 2.
I want to play this. I really do want to play this.
I want to hear this.
You should play this. This game is...
original, though.
Oh, God. I'm going to give this one to Cheesy, because I'm going to give Cheesy the mic, because Cheesy's been rather quiet.
Yeah.
And I think he's been waiting to explode on this. Right?
Well, I've been enjoying this game quite a bit. I've already put 15 hours and 19 minutes into it.
Ooh. Does that mean you finished it?
No.
Oh, right. Okay.
Wow. Really? How many hours are you in?
I just said...
how many progression, or how far are you in, do you think?
Okay, well, I'm on the last mansion.
Okay.
and I'm maybe halfway through the last mansion, and these missions have gotten to be rather long.
Yeah, that was one of the first things I noticed. I was like, these little missions, they're not quite handheld length missions. These are very console-esque.
They were at the start of the game. At the start of the game, they were, nice short, 10, 15-minute missions. But now they're like upwards of an hour long.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, this is a console game. Are you sure that this wasn't on the Wii and they just ported it or something?
Right, because, I'm playing this on the train, on my commute.
You can't finish it, yeah. That's what I was thinking.
I'm trying to, do my street passes, and I can't even stop the game to do my street passes because the missions are just so long. So,
right,
I might do half of a mission on the way to work and then the other half of the mission on the way back.
Right. So, okay. So, let's get the whole story thing going. You want to explain the story?
Yeah, so Professor Egad has moved his laboratory into the Ghost Valley, and it's been filled with mist, and the dark moon is missing, which is what was freeing the valley from this mist. Each of the
Is that a Pink Floyd reference by any chance? Is it a Pink Floyd reference? The dark moon, and is it? Am I
pink
just going
color?
No. Could be. I don't know. You'd have to ask some of the next level games guys about that. But
yeah, this is the thing. This is a Western game, right?
Yeah, it was made in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada.
Yeah.
Well, Canada's not really the West. It's Canada.
Don't start. I don't need Canadians giving me loads. No, I like Canada.
Nothing wrong with Canada. Anyway, I'm sorry.
So Professor Gad has once again recruited Luigi to chase down the ghosts and help him conduct his research and recover the Dark Moon. So, yeah, it's not a whole lot to the story, but there's a whole lot of text.
Yes, and that's something that I have a problem with.
Yeah.
There's too much of it.
Sure. It's like he launches into this big, long speech every time you start or finish a mission.
It's not only that. It pulls you in and then back out and then throws you back in and then pulls you back out again. And it happens all too often. I thought...
Between each mission, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's too much. And all he has to say is, go get this piece. He doesn't need to go on and on and on and on. And this is just far too much text.
It's a bit much when entire screens of text are just like ... or
yeah, I mean
pregnant pauses, and this is taking up the time.
Yeah, it's like there are several pages of that kind of text, and it's just useless. It doesn't need to be there.
I just press A. I'm not even reading it anymore. I just like get off. Just let me get back into the. I want to play the game because the game is so charming.
Yeah,
I don't want to be interrupted every 5 minutes by this little dude who just doesn't feel like a Nintendo character. Actually, to me, it doesn't feel like a Nintendo character. It feels something of like Sunday morning cartoon. It just doesn't feel Nintendo at all.
Fortunately, that's the game's biggest drawback. The rest of the game is really well done.
Yeah, totally agree.
I mean, it's basically the video game version of a scavenger hunt.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I agree with that as well.
So you're basically walking through all these rooms in the mansion, touching each and every single thing in the room to see if there's anything behind it. You've got your Poltergust 3000 vacuum cleaner, which can either inhale or exhale. So you've got.
I believe the term suck or blow. Let's just be scientific here.
Yeah. So
does it suck? No, it doesn't. Any kind of.
Yeah. Anyway, so
male brain stops. Go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, you've also got regular flashlight as well as a dark light.
The dark light, right?
Yeah. The dark light is used to uncover objects that were hidden by Boudidleys.
Yes.
So once you find an object that was made invisible, it starts to like fade into view, and then suddenly it explodes with these 5 different
Orbs.
Mm-hmm. They're called like curse orbs.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And you have to suck them up.
Yeah, once you've sucked all 5 of those orbs up, then the object returns to its normal
state,
opaque opacity. At which point you can interact with it, and oftentimes there's treasure hidden inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, could you go back and describe these enemies called Boo Diddlies? Because that sounds amazing.
Those are the ghosts.
Or Boo Buddies.
There's boos, yeah.
Or just boos, I think.
Yes.
The guys with the tongues.
Yes.
Yes. They were called Boo Diddley in the original Super Mario.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's amazing. That's so good.
Yeah, that's like the music player.
The thing is, though,
fact,
you can upgrade your vacuum cleaner, right?
Yes. So as you collect money over the course of the game,
He's a thief, isn't he? Luigi's a proper thief. He's just stealing people's money left, right, and center.
yeah. So like in the original game, you collect money.
I haven't played the original. I never played it.
You haven't?
No, I didn't. I had a GameCube, for about 6 months, and got rid of it. And I never got to play it. And I'm thinking I should play it because.
Yeah, you should definitely go back and play. It's a much shorter experience, and that was the largest complaint lodged against it. And it seems like that complaint has really been taken to heart, and this game is very, very deep as a result.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I mean, every room is a puzzle.
Right.
And that's what I really like about it, because no matter what room you go into, no matter how big or small it is, you're always looking for the puzzle aspect of it.
Yeah, there's some secret.
Yeah, and there's a lot of secret stuff in there as well. And when you unlock something else, and you can go back and you will start to unravel other things, other secrets within the rooms you've just been in.
Right, and sometimes you have to put 2 and 2 together and really figure out, okay, what do I need to solve this puzzle? Is it something that's right here staring me in the face? It's like, do I need to check this other corner here? Is it
in another room?
Some other room?
Is it on another floor?
Yeah, so I mean, it really gets pretty involved, and you really have to stop and think about what you're doing.
It's really well made.
Yeah.
The mechanics, I mean, some of the mechanics are, there's like balloon plants, right?
Right, yeah. There are balloon plants which you can inflate with your vacuum cleaner once you've got one of these stuck on your vacuum cleaner's nozzle.
Yeah, and you can go to different floors.
Yeah, that was really cool. I mean, there are portals.
Yep.
Which, are similar to in the game Portal, but they're just basically doorways. You don't actually get to see
the
other side. Though that, in turn, was a concept from old cartoons. In which
Right.
You could slap a black hole onto any surface and then stick your arm through it. And anyway. So, yeah, there are just lots of little objects that are only used in a few places in the games. Of the enemies, well, the main ghosts themselves, there are only a few types of them of varying strengths, and they all have different behaviors.
Yeah, there's ones with like sunglasses on who
right.
Your light has no effect on them when they're wearing the glasses, but when they like look up, they push their sunglasses. Yeah, they expose their eyes from the sunglasses. They kind of peek from under the glasses and stuff, and that's when you can get them and stuff. So everyone's got their own little how would you say their own little mechanic to get around them.
You can also take their sunglasses away with the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, you can suck them off as well. I mean, that sounds terrible. I should not say that again.
Up or off?
Off. You can suck their glasses off. You can suck them off. I'll say it again.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I bought this game thinking, like, I really want to play this game because I've heard a lot of people talking about it, but I didn't really realize how good it was, and I'm really, really happy that I bought it. And this is a game I bought on day one.
How much was this? 'Cause I'm starting to think maybe I should have bought this over
it's
the
like
DLC.
5,000? No, 4,800
is the retail price.
Yeah.
I got a download card for 4,400 yen at the convenience store.
Yeah, I got mine from, I think it was Geo for 4,080 yen.
Yeah, it's about 4,000, I think.
Yeah.
Doesn't this have a cooperative multiplayer?
It does.
Air
but
scraper?
I haven't touched it. I mean, I bought it day one, and the day I bought it, I ended up in hospital. So I didn't get to play it until a week later, because obviously, I was in hospital. I didn't take anything with me.
That's done over the Nintendo Network, right?
Yeah, it has online and local multiplayer, which is cooperative / competitive in the same manner as like Four Swords is. So you're all working together to capture the ghosts, and you're trying to catch as many ghosts as you can versus the other 3 Luigis who are wearing different colored suspenders.
I've heard really good things about that, actually.
Yeah,
Have you played it?
I've played it a couple times. It's fairly madcap. I mean, it's over pretty quickly. I mean, you capture all the ghosts within, half a dozen rooms or so, and then once all of the ghosts have been captured, you've got like 10 seconds for everyone to collect all of the red coins that have suddenly appeared. So, yeah, it's...
So it's not like you've got hours of gaming left after you finish this single player.
I don't know how much I'll get into the multiplayer. That remains to be seen. I haven't played a whole lot of it. It seems fairly straightforward. I hope there's more depth to it. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, the end of level bosses, they're awesome because they're multi-staged as well.
Yeah, there are several different
mechanics
iterations
and mechanics to it as well, right?
Yeah,
because the mechanics that you learn throughout the level, they're all repeated within with the boss, right? So what you've learned, while going through the level, the levels and within the rooms, you reuse what you've learned against the bosses, right?
Do you?
Well, the spider the spider on the first one, with the spider's web.
Yeah,
and you get in some of the other rooms, you have to make the spider's web spin around and catch fire, and then that fire then ignites the webs. So when you're fighting the spider, that mechanic comes into play, but it's only used once, and then it's then used in a slightly different way in the next variation of the boss fight. So so what you've learned, that they're in various stages of the actual boss fight, and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think the boss designs are pretty inventive. I mean, they're not your standard boss designs, and that is a point that they have been particularly emphasizing in all the media interviews they've been giving. They've been saying that, Miyamoto didn't just want us to make all these just standard bosses, a character from the theme of the mansion or anything. That Miyamoto wanted them to do something more original that were, quote unquote, Luigi's Mansion bosses.
Right. No, I'm just I'm really pleased I picked it up. And Steve, this is definitely a game you should pick up because it's I'm gonna get that. It's a lot of fun. The puzzles are great. Sometimes you'll scratch your head a little bit, and then when you figure it out, you go, "Oh man, I'm an idiot. Why didn't I think of that in the first place?" So yeah. I mean, it's pretty awesome. Eric, is this something?
Is it pretty good for gaming on the go? Because you said you're on the train. So
well, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you can just close the lid, right?
Yeah, I mean, you have to resign yourself to giving up a few street passes if you're going to play it portably. But yeah, it's totally playable.
I haven't noticed though. Is the street passes are they how they implemented into the game?
No, I don't think there's a street pass feature in this game, but it's just that there's a capacity of 10 street passes at a time.
Right. Okay. So
on the Street Pass Plaza, so
Cheesy really cares about his street passes.
Yeah, I know he does.
Yeah.
When you see him at TGS, damn. he had like 5,000 or 6,000 street passes at TGS.
Yeah, I'm up over 7,800 now.
Wow.
You got every prefecture in Japan. Like I remember the one when you were there.
Yeah.
Is I mean, another thing is when you see this game, it's stunning. It's a very beautiful game. It looks great. The lighting is awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
It's very impressive. The 3D is quite nice too until you start using the gyros, and then you just lose everything all the time. I can't use it when when you use the vacuum cleaner and you can use the gyros to move around.
You can?
Yeah, just tilt it.
Oh no, I always use the circle pad.
Yeah, but you lose your 3D.
Yeah.
When you do that, and it's something that I don't. Oh, I know you can turn it off. So my 3D is always off, but the game looks stunning. Luigi has a lot of personality to him, although he's a bit of a klutz. He's like he's like how would you describe him? I would say a Dr. Clouseau.
They compared him to Mr. Bean.
I'd say Clouseau.
Oh
No.
yeah, Inspector Clouseau.
Yeah, you know, Inspector
from the
Clouseau,
Pink Panther. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I'd say he was more like that because he's a bit of a dummy. He's a bit of a half-wit.
Yeah.
But it's very charming. Like the music be playing, and then all of a sudden, Luigi will start humming the music you're listening to from the game.
He did that in the original too. Yes.
He did that. Well, as I said, I haven't played it, so it's something that was quite amusing for me.
Yeah.
It's like the music playing, and then all of a sudden he starts like
humming along.
Like there's some doors that you try to open, and they're like kind of trap doors, so they smash him against the wall and stuff. It's got a lot. It's got a lot of personality to him, and like he walks into a fireplace and he's like, "Hello, hello," you know. It's
and
just
then suddenly it moves,
and it moves, yeah. And he's got a lot of character. It's very fun and
it's endearing,
yeah, and charming as well. You need to say that when you're talking about this game, you need to say it's charming.
Yeah,
because it is. Yeah. Eric, you not picking this up?
Cheesy, actually, I wanted to ask. Cheesy, you played the original. Like, I'm one of those stickler kind of buttholes. Do you think like I'm missing out anything by not playing the original and then playing the second?
You could play them in either order.
Okay, because I just looked up on my phone, and it would actually cost you more money to get the GameCube original right now than it would cost to get the 3DS sequel. Like it is, yeah, it's like 4,500 yen, 5,000 yen. It's expensive.
Has it gotten that expensive, really?
It's pretty pricey, yeah. So I'm like, wow, I don't know if I want to get this anytime soon. I know it, like I want to play it, but I'm one of those guys that wants to play them in order, and just looking at like a 5,000 yen GameCube game is not exactly enticing.
Do you have a GameCube?
No.
What's that?
Do you even have a GameCube?
Oh yeah, I have a GameCube.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I still have my original copy right here, so.
Well, I haven't played the original, and I don't think I'm coming off any worse because it's all surprising to me. So, I'm having a lot of fun. I don't think I've missed out on anything.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna get this one.
Totally an optional experience to go back and play the original. It's about 4 to 5 hours long.
Well, then 5,000 yen does not sound enticing.
Yeah, so the sequel is obviously a much better value.
It's a hella It's long, man. I mean, some of the when I was looking for one particular thing with the black light, and I didn't find what I was looking for until like an hour and 20 minutes later.
Wow!
Because like I was looking in every room with the black light in every every corner.
You were on.
I wasn't frustrated. No, I wasn't frustrated at all. I was searching for it. Yeah, and I finally found it. I was like, "Oh, you dummy! You should have looked there in the first place."
Yeah, I've spent 57 minutes on missions on 2 different occasions.
It's a very long game. It's very. I'd say it was a very console-ish experience.
Yeah.
It's as I said, like with One Piece on the Vita. This is the only game I've had on my 3DS where I've gone from a full charge to the machine dying.
Dang.
And That was when I was in the house. It's a great experience, great game, beautiful graphics, quirky music. Bad side of it is just too much text. That's you just don't need it.
Well, it just went on to my to-buy list, so there you go. Well done.
Okay.
Yeah, you sold me too. I think you sold everybody today.
Yeah, I mean, I totally don't have a problem paying the 4,000 yen or whatever that they're charging for it.
No, it's a steal at that.
It's a steal at that
for what
price.
you get.
Yeah.
And you can sell it back anyways for the price.
Nintendo games do last pretty long, yeah.
It's currently the sell-in price is 3,000.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's you're paying $10.
So, yeah, and it as I said, it's a fairly lengthy game, so you're getting your money's worth, definitely. And there's multiplayer in it if you want to play that, but not sure if you do. But anyways, that's Luigi Mansion 2 in Japan. It's not Luigi's, it's Luigi.
Yeah, I still call it Luigi's Mansion 2.
Yeah, I know we do, but in Japan they're like, what?
Well, to be a stickler, is
The
it,
Luigi Mansion.
is it not Luigi's Mansion 2 in the States? Is it just Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. All right, anyway.
Great game. Go pick it up. That's your task for your Sunday. So, I guess that's the games we've been playing. I'm going to give the dance floor again to Cheesy, because I think he's going to go crazy. He's going to...
Fly high collars.
yeah, but
Hairy
damn.
chest.
Well, if you watch if you follow Cheesy on Twitter, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. He flipped his lid when the Xbox 720 always online rumors popped up.
Yeah.
So, Cheesy, you want to explain to people why you flip so much?
Okay, so for those of you who aren't already familiar with this rumor, basically word on the street is that the Xbox 720 will be quote-unquote always online, which might not sound terrible because, you know, you leave the Ethernet cable plugged into your Xbox 360 already, and, you know, it has the Xbox Live network functionality and tells you when your friends are online and what they're playing and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, in theory, it doesn't sound like a problem because like everything I've got in my house is connected.
Right. It's like the internet is a nice thing, you know.
Yeah,
it gives you all these cool features.
Yeah.
You know,
especially in Japan as well. It's very stable. I don't think I've ever been disconnected.
Yeah, internet service in Japan is usually pretty good.
I mean, we're pretty much already always on. Like,
yeah,
we
Right,
function always on, essentially.
It's like online multiplayer, all that
You
stuff.
should say always online DRM though, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. We're talking
that's
about
the only problem, right? Is the DRM. Like, there's no...
The ugly word isn't always online. It's DRM.
right.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually a really good point because, like, no one really has a problem with always on. I don't think anyone has a problem with the idea of always being online because we pretty much want to be always online. Like, we don't really fundamentally have a problem with always being online. But the problem is that actually the DRM is we can't play our video games anymore.
Right.
Yeah, that's the
Exactly.
that's the only issue, right?
Yeah, so basically the rumor is that if you have your Xbox 720 disconnected from the internet any longer than 3 minutes, it will stop you from playing any game, whether it's single player or multiplayer. Doesn't matter.
So
you have to have your system connected.
So Cheesy, is this the part that's practically confirmed, or what you just said, or is that
This has been reported in the gaming media through several sources.
Is a source going to like an unconfirmed source by some
unidentified source,
Microsoft
or insiders? But
Okay.
here's where it gets really interesting.
Because not till May is when the official announcement comes. So I'm just trying to confirm.
Well, we don't
what has
even know
already been
that.
confirmed.
We got no idea when the official announcement's going to come. No, right?
Yeah, the rumor is that it will have its official unveiling on May 21st.
I don't
That's just a
understand.
rumor.
I mean, there's one thing I don't understand. If you've booted up and you're online, and your disk has already been verified that it's yours,
Yeah.
whether or not you get disconnected shouldn't really affect it because it's already verified that it's an original copy, right?
Yeah.
So
you
why
probably shouldn't-
would you get disconnected if if you lose your internet connection, because it's already verified that it's the real deal, right?
I think the reasoning behind this, and this is just speculation, idle speculation from an outsider. I'm guessing that they want to push ads to you as a revenue stream, and they're going to require you to sit through these ads to simply play the game as a service. Also, they can, do the DRM. They can, basically just make sure that everyone's paying up for any game that they play on the system.
I don't know, I mean, at this point, these rumors are sounding like some sort of like worst nightmare, kind of like someone's kind of trolling us kind of thing, because it just seems too ridiculous. Like, I mean, seriously, 3 minutes and we're disconnecting, like, ads coming at every single angle. Like, I don't know.
And what does that mean when you're disconnected? Will it automatically put your game in a save state? And, there's all these unanswered questions that they would have to have as a safeguard for stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like we're getting angry about something we don't have anywhere near enough information about.
Before May 20, whatever that day was, I would assume they're not going to put it beyond that. That's the time they have to confirm that.
Yeah, the worst possible thing, though, about this is that one day when those servers get taken offline, after the generation is over, every single game that you bought for that console will be rendered useless.
Well, again, that's theoretical. I mean, I understand your point, but like you're being completely theoretical here, and I think I think we're wasting a lot of cycles on this because there's nothing. We don't know anything. Like we know absolutely nothing. So it's like, yeah, it's all theoretical, but we're getting angry about like stuff that doesn't exist yet. So like, I mean, I understand your point, but I'm just not sure why everyone's getting all hubbubby and like just.
I mean,
okay.
I think that they could do to stop that though.
The person who was, I think Orthy, Adam Orth, was the reason why this got brought up to the forefront.
Yeah, he wasn't really even that bad. Like, I mean, I think
he wasn't, but it was kind of like one of those like half bowel movements.
No, what he shouldn't say what he said. The way he spoke to potential customers, you shouldn't talk to people like that.
Yeah, let's review what.
Anyway, what I'm saying is though, even if the game does go offline, the company could always write a small program that gets installed onto it to say that, okay, the servers are pulled down, so if the game is authenticated, no problem.
Yeah, it's hard to say what they'll do, but
I mean, theoretically, they could do that. Even if there's no servers there, they could patch it to tell the game not to look for it because the servers are offline.
Of course, then there's a problem with that. It's like, because then what do you do if you buy the game later without getting it patched? And there's no patches to get. But it's all theory.
Yeah, even day one, you can foresee that there would be huge problems with this, as there have been with Diablo 3 and SimCity and
that's probably
other
like a bad example, though. That's probably not the.
But when this is a console level, when every game is subject to this, are they going to be able to manage to have the bandwidth to serve up the?
Well, I mean, a lot of people have said it's a matter of having enough servers to deal with it, and it's a cost issue. And a lot of times, you have executives who are going to have that budget that they're looking at that bottom line, and they're going to cut it down to where it's just barely enough.
And that's
the problem, and that's the problem in the beginning. You can't do that in the beginning.
Yeah,
and you're going to have some big titles that are going to be coming out at launch. Where I don't know if it's 720, you're probably going to have something like Destiny, where that's something always online, where they're going to have plenty of servers because something like they have not really had problems like that. Because they're going to throw servers at it. So if you have big games behind it, I think you'll be okay.
I don't know. There have just been too many.
I mean, Diablo 3 and SimCity fine, but I don't know. Those are embarrassing issues that aren't really Microsoft.
Of games that actually sold pretty well, right?
Yeah, and the servers were crushed under the weight of the customers.
I'm just saying, but then everyone got mad and then everyone got over it, which is basically the big problem.
But then Ubisoft, has given up on that kind of DRM simply because, they have not been able to keep up with loads and, the complaints have been so fervent.
As that's understandable too. I mean, people pay for a game, they can't play it.
I mean, I'm just getting to the point where I'm really concerned about the gaming community because it always feels like we have very vocal minorities, and then the unfortunate thing is that the gamers themselves tend to like the gaming trends don't seem to go with what the very vocal, maybe a minority, maybe not, are saying. You know, they're saying this is a bad thing, and then these games sell really well. So it's kind of I'm really worried about these things, just in the sense that I don't know what Microsoft is going to do, but I'm very worried that even if worst case scenario, all this bad stuff happens, most gamers are just going to be like, okay, I'm going to buy it anyway, and that's the terrifying thing.
Yeah,
that's the real genuine problem. But I think at this point I think really there's a lot of anger going around, a lot of hate for something we just don't know enough about. Because what I'm saying is, if you take what started this whole thing, if you take what started it, and
Poo-poo storm, yeah.
Please correct me if I miss something. But if you take what started this whole thing, like the DRM didn't really seem to be a directly said topic. It was kind of an inferred topic from everyone else. They were like, well, this Microsoft guy's talking about it, so let's assume the worst. Because the way I read his tweet sounded like, you know, the whole, like, well, pretty much everything is always online anyway, so what's the problem? This is going to be doing what we want anyway. And everyone's like, well, then if it has the DRM, but no one said anything about the DRM, and now everyone's getting angry.
Yeah.
And so it just seemed a little like big overreaction.
Well, it was pretty insulting the way that this creative director at Microsoft, Adam Orth, was just being flippant towards these genuine concerns
that's
on
Twitter.
the part of the gamers.
I don't know. You try to proclaim anything that's edgy on there, and you're you should have done that in the first place. You don't proclaim things related to your job.
Yeah, so
things that are about to be released.
What he said was, "Sorry, I don't get the drama around having an always-on console. Every device now is always on. That's the world we live in. Deal with it.
That sounds like a little bit of a playful, like, screwing around.
He's not even saying that to anyone in particular. He's saying that to the world.
I understand.
And, you know, that's what you're telling your customers.
Because there's people who have less than consistent broadband coverage. And
but you know what? Like, I think that was a great...
Going to cut off all those customers? Really?
Yeah. I mean, Microsoft's done it before.
I say hell yeah. I say hell yeah.
I mean, that Cliffy B blog post was a mess.
Hired or getting paycheck from any of those companies, we already said we've already got consistent broadband coverage. If the question is whether they can do something within the lifespan of this next console. If they make a huge mistake, that can fix that. I think, can they? Probably not, but that will still usher in probably better technology that would eventually fix that. Because the infrastructure hasn't been improving a lot over the past 10 years for everybody. Not that much, right?
And
consistent broadband coverage.
It depends on where you are.
Yeah, but I mean, like that was.
But this will usher in that change. You're forcing it to be dealt with.
No.
Well, I think it was
as I'm already talking to someone who already has perfect online connection, though.
Yeah, but that's you. This is Japan. This is where, like, was it 90%? Japan's internet is better than 90% of the world's internet.
But I thought it was an interesting point that, even though the rest of the blog post was a complete mess, that Cliffy B put up was just, remember when, and I do remember this, remember when they said the Xbox was not going to have a 56K in it? Like, people were losing their shit. People were like, oh my goodness, I don't have broadband. Like, people were going crazy about that. You know, it was just that kind of like step. Like, remember when computers started losing floppy disks? Like, people were going, how am I going to do my work? There's no floppy drive on my computer anymore.
Yeah, but the thing with this sort of change is that it's completely unnecessary. We've had consoles that have not required. We have not required online DRM in any console before, and for this to be added is something that's completely anti-consumer and provides absolutely no benefit to the consumer.
But once again, Cheesy, you're going on about something that has not been confirmed. Like, what we're saying is that, like, there is a possibility. I don't know what they're thinking. There's a possibility that always online could add something genuinely great. I don't know what that could be. I'm not the guy designing it. But when you're going worst case scenario, other people are possibly thinking, what is that could be bettered by this always
You have
on?
to shelve this conversation for another month, really.
Yeah, I really think there's nothing to talk about here. There's nothing to talk about here other than a guy on Twitter was a bit of a dick, and now people overreacted, and he's out of a job, which may not even be related to that. Honestly, I think the reaction from the community was pretty much worse than what he did himself. I mean, we have people saying like, always on the hunt for a new job or stuff like people are being really genuinely hateful towards a human being who said something about a video game console. And I'm a really big fan of video games, but I think we have a really shameful community. I think it's really embarrassing.
No. So you're blaming the customers. You're saying that this guy was being a jerk online, misrepresenting his company, getting himself into trouble, and you're blaming him losing his job on the customers, on the audience?
Say that. He didn't say that, though. He didn't say losing his job.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that what is the extent that we act as human beings? Why can't we act decent? I don't think people are acting decent. I think we're having this is getting out of video game entirely. I think we're just having undecent human being actions. Like we're not taking it to a decent level of interaction. Like, I'm not saying that he shouldn't have lost his job. I'm not saying that people shouldn't have gotten upset. I'm saying how people are acting as they are upset is not a way that is bringing up the gaming community to a respectable level. I think the way the internet trolls are acting, I'm not saying you have a wrong point. I don't think you have the wrong sort of passion. I think the way that a lot of the people are carrying themselves out is embarrassing. For me, when you have something that I agree with, and I do not want to be a part of your side because of how you act, you are damaging your side. And this is a political thing. This is anything. I don't like I don't like people acting like that, like rude. And if I'm on your side, but I don't want to be on your side because of how you're acting, I think you're damaging your cause. And I think a lot of people who are saying the right thing and doing the right thing are doing it in the wrong way. I think that's really damaging the gaming community.
Well, I think that a lot of gamers are very passionate about their views about games, and they have every right to express their displeasure at even suggested or, floated balloons of features. And this could very well be a controlled leak, and this is just speculation, on the part that was initially communicated through the game's media as rumors. I mean, it could be that they're simply, testing the waters to see what the community reaction would be, to see, how sales would potentially be impacted. I mean, they might simply be gauging that before they roll it out officially. And the kind of reaction that the gaming community is generating may be, in fact, very impactful upon future decisions by these companies.
And like I said, I don't disagree, and I'm not saying anyone should have their opinion. I think I'm talking about an entirely different thing, though. Unfortunately, I'm just like I agree with you. I just don't agree with how a lot of the people in the gaming community are acting right now. Does that make any sense? You're
just saying because it's not official information, they haven't had a chance to showcase one because it's not official information. One, we don't really know anything, and two, I just don't think that the way people are acting is necessarily the best way that even an angry consumer should act.
I don't think that simply ignoring something like this is
See, that's
appropriate.
The thing. I'm not saying anything but ignoring it.
It's like people saying that they will not buy the Xbox 720 if it has this feature is totally justifiable.
That's totally justifiable. Yeah, I'm not arguing that. But I mean, I think death threats were happening. Isn't that true?
I've not seen that.
Okay, but I mean, we've seen that in the gaming community, and maybe it didn't happen this time, but this kind of stuff happens, and that's the kind of thing that I'm concerned. I'm true. I'm saying not wrong things here. We can get pretty low and crass in the community, and any community can have that. But I think, especially, and you yourself, Cheesy, are big on the whole games or art thing, right?
Yep.
In order for that to be accepted, we need to raise the level of discourse to a more mature level than we're at right now. And I think that's the big problem that the gaming community has, is how mature people are acting. Like I just said, like, you know, when you can be agreeing with someone but not wanting to be around them because how they're acting, that's a big problem. And I think that's my big concern with this whole event. Like, I just read these tweets by people and just read the way people are talking about it, and it's really
crass.
It's just so crass and embarrassing. Like, there's no rhyme or reason. Like,
well,
we're talking about different things, though.
Yeah, the thing is that this has the potential to be so bad that it's generating all of these extremely negative emotions in people, and people are, you know, understandably lashing out against this, and I totally understand and empathize with that. And
so you're saying they should act they should act exactly how they want to act, so that if it's such a bad idea, that maybe Microsoft can potentially renege on that and then change the policy.
I think
change the policy is what you're saying.
I absolutely think that the expression of displeasure over this supposed feature is exactly what needs to be happening to communicate the distaste for it in the community.
I think you're right in that regard, because the timing, the release, the launch of the next console will be pretty close to their announcement, right? They're unveiling in May. There's not much time there.
Right. If it's supposedly coming out this fall, then, you know, they're going to be a few months. And
360, they announced the details way before the launch, I think. If I remember right.
No, they didn't.
No? And then when
no, it was
on MTV, didn't they?
Yeah, it was at the MTV, and then it was out in November. So that was like May. It was like it wasn't a very long time.
Yeah. Pretty much.
But even now, do you think like they could really go back and change things, and do you think they would?
I'm just surprised that they've left it so long since Sony announced the PS4, and
I agree
basically
with you. I agree with you there. I think they needed to
all of the press that Sony
tailor
had,
their schedule thing.
Yeah, basically Sony have got another round to go. When Microsoft finally announce it, well, Sony can go again, and then they could go again at E3. Mm-hmm. Because Sony haven't released a price, they haven't shown the box. I think what Sony are going to do next is they're going to show like maybe the box and go into more of the online details and the sharing and stuff like that. Basically, and then when E3 comes around, all they've got to do is just show you game after game after game after game. Whereas Microsoft are not in that.
Has to potentially put out a fire from all this disdain because of DRM.
Yeah, so Microsoft have put them in
something before you even unveil.
Yeah, so Microsoft have put themselves on the wrong foot for leaving it for so long. I think that Sony pulled a fast one on them as well, because they said, "Oh, we're not going to show anything or say anything until Microsoft says something." And I think Microsoft said, "Oh, okay, we've got some time," and then Sony went, "Here we go."
Yeah, I think the always online DRM, had they had a chance to unveil or debut before PlayStation, that would have been completely different. But it's a bit tricky now.
Yeah,
you've got all these interesting things with the PlayStation 3 game,
there's nothing but in the news. It's all PlayStation this, PlayStation that. Developers love this. Developers love 8 gig of memory and love the PC architecture, and it's going to be so easy to port. And
they're already gathering mindshare.
Yeah, they've got the mindshare, and Microsoft has got nothing but negativity now.
Basically, it's just like a dear Microsoft, you should have done this 2 months ago.
Yeah,
it seems like they're really setting themselves up for a shot in the foot.
Well, the way
timing-wise, definitely.
The way consoles go is like first one is like a hit, or it's successful. The second one's a massive hit, and then the third console they get complacent and they mess it up. And I think that's what Microsoft are about to do, because Sony have done it, because their PlayStation 1 was a pretty big hit. PlayStation 2 destroyed everything, and then the PlayStation 3 they started off on the wrong foot completely. And I think this is Microsoft's turn. With obviously they did the Xbox, and then the 360 took the mindshare of gamers. Well, especially in North America, and now I think they're about to shoot themselves in the foot. So I think it's a 3 console cycle where they go from being good to being really cocky.
Well, unless they do a really good job in May, come end of May.
I don't think they can pull it off.
Well, we don't know though.
I don't think they can, because Sony can come out with punches again. Sony have probably got everything all lined up, and they're just waiting.
Yeah, generally I agree that you always want to be the first one out of the gates, and it's always harder because then you're suddenly proving and that people are comparing. So it's always great to just people look at it without comparing to anything and just going, oh, I like that for what it is by itself. So if you can do that, that's a wonderful thing. So.
Yeah, I think a lot of Microsoft's messaging is going to be about their multimedia features and not so much about the games.
Yeah,
I think the games are probably only going to be half the message.
Yeah,
the thing I'm more worried about with the 360 is they're turning it into the living room hub with like all the Netflix and stuff and built into your, like the TV and like you like putting your cable box through it and stuff. That I'm not interested in that. I'm a gamer. I want to play my games. I'm not interested in like it's my cable box. I don't care.
I kind of like having it all under one box. I mean, if you have less cable.
Really? So like if it breaks, everything's gone. Your TV's gone. The whole 9 yards is gone.
Well, I mean, I know in your case you had in your case a lot of other people have. I played probably the Xbox more than any of you, and I've only had one breakdown.
No, I'm not talking about break. I'm talking about break, but as you know, things do break. But what I'm saying is, if it does break, there goes your TV, your cable, your games console, everything's gone. So basically,
if the internet goes out, you can no longer watch broadcast TV, right?
Yeah. So, but
that doesn't happen.
You know what I mean? If
we're not there yet.
If there's everything in one box, there's more of a problem. I think there's more of a problem. I don't want all of that. If they offer two types of boxes, okay, as a game box and then there's another, but they're obviously not going to do that. Because they want.
I don't know. I like everything under one box. I don't have a lot of room.
I think we should all just buy WiiUs. I think that's what we should do.
I think no. The WiiU is my worst purchase of like maybe forever.
Skipped on that.
I don't know. I've been watching Hulu on it lately.
Oh come on! You didn't spend 35,000 yen on a Hulu box.
That's
a nice bonus.
That's
I can watch Hulu on my phone.
That's available on everything. Come on.
That's available. Yeah, it's available everywhere. It works on my PC, which is 7 years old.
Hulu, I mean, dude.
The WiiU in Japan is a joke.
It just needs some games. That's all. It's
window
actually,
games.
thought about this. I thought about that this morning when the Quake was going on, and I woke up. I was like, and this was a weird random thought. I was just like, when Sony announces the PS4, like if Nintendo dropped like 2 or 3 games within that span that I want to buy, like I could easily see myself tossing aside my PS4 money onto those games for the Wii U. So I think it'll be an interesting fall, depending on the lineup, of course.
We've yet to see Nintendo's lineup for this year.
Yeah, I mean, God, they gotta have something.
Delay.
It's just
delay.
Yeah, there's gotta be something coming out.
Yeah, I mean, they've definitely got games in the pipeline, but these games should have been out or at least announced. There's nothing.
It's going to get its quote-unquote real launch this fall, I think.
It's bull. They've messed up big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
I just hope that DRM isn't the next region locking thing.
Yeah. I'm worried about like IP blocking. That's my main worry now.
Oh man, yeah. If region locking wasn't bad enough already.
Yeah.
I don't know. Region locking saves me so much money.
But no,
I play less games. I spend less things. I watch less TV.
Yeah, I know. I understand that.
No,
it's true. It's true.
We should have
it's
access
a
to
logical.
more
It's a logical argument, but I mean, that's
the wrong argument.
That's the wrong argument.
No, I'm just saying, like, it works for me.
It works for you.
Yeah, it's not a good thing.
I understand why people. No, it's great for me. That's what I'm saying. It's great for me.
That's a terrible argument.
Well, I don't know.
No,
like,
I mean,
you should feel
it's
bad
good.
for making that argument.
No, think about it. Like, when you have too many options, like, you can be suffocated by the options. I have less options.
Like the cat in the room with too many empty boxes.
Yeah, I have too many empty boxes.
So you're saying that missed sales because of region locking is a bad thing. So the fact that I can't buy Scribblenauts on Wii U is a lost sale, point blank.
Yeah, but then I don't.
The fact that I can't buy Little Inferno on Wii U is a lost sale.
Right, and now you don't waste your time playing things I never heard about and probably aren't any good. No, I'm joking.
Stop.
I'm joking. What I'm saying is
no.
No, what I'm saying is that, like,
that's the absurdity and the bliss. Move on. What's next?
Okay, I mean, I'm just saying that, like, when I want to buy a lot of games, and I'm like, oh man, it's a good excuse. It's just like, oh, wait, it would cost me so much money to import it because of region locking, so I'm not going to import it.
No, region locking importing stuff into Japan is cheaper than buying it in Japan.
But it's in English, and that's dirty.
No, come on. If it's an English game, it should be in English, not in Japanese. End of story.
Yeah, it's like, I want to play Assassin's Creed 3 in English, so I had to import the PS3 version from America.
No,
I couldn't get the Wii U version.
Eric, but you're like one in a million, and that's not what I'm trying to sell.
I'm not trying to push my views on anyone else, and I'm not even that serious about this. I'm just saying that, like,
I don't think you're trying to push your views. I don't see you doing.
I'm just saying that, like, when you have less money, like region locking is like, well, I guess I'm not going to buy it, and I feel happy. So
that doesn't make region locking a good thing.
No, it's not. It's not good. It's not good. It's a terrible thing. It's a very bad thing. I just try to twist it to make myself feel happy.
That's like a beautiful woman walks up to you, and she says, "No, I don't like you," and you go, "Oh, she's probably no good anyway."
Well,
I mean, that's what you're doing right there.
Money wooing her.
I don't have to waste my time and effort and money. I'm better off. I
already know it's a failed deal, so I'm good. Yeah, no, I'm slightly messing around.
All right, if we're done playing Devil's Advocate,
let's play Devil Summoner.
Angel's Advocate.
And Angel's
next.
What's next? What is next?
Questions.
Yeah, okay. So have we finished the debate on the old 360 then?
The merry-go-round of...
Make it stop, Microsoft. Stop it while you still can.
Quit crying hysterically. Wait till the end of May.
I think they deserve the chance to screw up. I mean,
I do too.
Yeah, but that would mean that there will be a console which becomes completely worthless at some point in the future.
Cheesy, do you have a 360?
I do have a 360. It has not gotten a whole lot of playtime. I've got all of a dozen titles.
Okay. Are they exclusive to the 360?
Most of them are not.
Okay.
So why did you buy them for that then? Because
for some reason or another, it's like it happened that I just happened to get those versions of the games.
Do you have a friends list of people you're vested with that you like to play with?
I have not had Xbox Live membership
Gold
or Xbox Live Gold membership for several years. So my friends list is pretty stale by now.
Yeah, you don't represent the average consumer for them.
I'm not one of their core consumers, but I'm probably more of a quote-unquote mainstream consumer for 360. It's like if you have a dozen titles, that's already well over the tie ratio, right?
Yeah, if you're a Madden or a Call of Duty guy.
You're talking about you like Japanese games more so.
Yeah, I like Japanese
That's going to
games
limit
mostly.
you.
Yeah, right. So that has restricted my choice of games on the 360.
It has nothing to do with Xbox per se. It's just your gaming taste.
Yeah, exactly. So if 720 goes the route of always online DRM, then I'll just sit it out, forget it. It's like there's not enough on that platform that will motivate me to adopt it with that sort of DRM. So,
and that's the most genuine concern, is that there are a lot of people that only get their stuff on 360 and that probably will, unfortunately,
well, the way things are going now, because Microsoft haven't said anything, a lot of the commercials are only saying PS4.
Yeah, and
that already
people go PS4.
That already people who are into like Call of Duty and stuff like that are going to see these commercials, and it's going to say PlayStation 4, and it's not going to say 360.
Well, by the time there are real commercials on TV,
but I mean, even Assassin's Creed doesn't that say 4?
Well, these games aren't even coming out until the fall, and the system will be announced supposedly next month. So that still gives the rest of the year to...
Yeah, I mean, like what are they going to say? Like, coming on PlayStation 4 and not yet announced Microsoft system. Like, it's just like nothing to say.
Yeah, that's only for the next so long. I mean, it's not going to be like that when everything comes out. So,
you'd hope not.
Yeah, it couldn't be.
You'd hope not. But even now, though, some of the commercials just say 360 on it, and it doesn't say PS3.
Well, I'd imagine there are money hats going around.
All those hats.
Well, Sony have been doing a hell of a good job with the old the indie developers. They seem to be in bed with everybody, and everyone seems to be loving it. There's a huge orgy going on, and everyone wants in. Everyone's put their car keys in the bowl.
Mm-hmm. It's an interesting way of putting it, but yeah, recently there's been a fair bit of publicity saying that all the garage developers are putting their stakes on Sony systems instead of Microsoft, which has been shunning them as of late.
Oh, Microsoft, like everything I've read about Microsoft has been a complete and utter mess in terms of the indie stuff. But like I did the application for the Sony stuff, and it was what is it? The Sony one called SD. I don't know if what it's called, but like it was pretty ugly. Like they have a long way to go. Like I know I'm Apple fanboy number one, but like no, seriously, when I signed up for my Apple thing to get my game out, like it was literally go to the page, use my iTunes account that I already have, and I did like a couple clicks and I'm in. With Sony, it's like first I had to log in with my Sony account, which is a good start to get the downloads. But when I went to do the actual sign up, they had me download a PDF, fill in the PDF forms, and then email the PDF forms back to them. And then a guy emailed me. He's like, "Hey, I got a question about this," and I responded to him, and he never responded back to me. So like, maybe just because like I'm one little guy and like I know they realize they're supposed to be supporting it, but like it felt really sloppy. And maybe I did the wrong thing. Maybe I screwed up. I'm willing to admit that because I was confused. But it seemed really like filling out like PDF is not really what I would call customer friendly or like anyone friendly. It's not friendly. Like it's just ugly. And it was just really like even like the page. I mean, I could get you a link to this. Like it's a really ugly website. Like it's just like really like I feel like I'm in the 90s, and that's just really it's really off-putting. Because it just feels like, did they think about this? Did they put any effort into this? Because it really it makes me a little uncomfortable looking at this web page, and it just has like the ape escape ape like holding up a sign saying like we want you, and like I'm like okay, thank you AKB48, but why am I filling out a PDF? So and people sound happy and it sounds good, but like just my little interaction left a little like I'm still gonna do it. I'm still working on it, but like I had a little weird taste in my mouth. It's just like something. Like I hope they pick up the game here. I hope they make this a little more streamlined as well. Like it's clear, like my game is not going crazy bonkers on the iOS store because on iTunes because like it's a hard market. Like that's one thing people are really excited about. I think is the Sony market, like more like real games, like more concentration of actual games other than like quick little things that people crank out. Then that just makes the iTunes store completely smorgasbord is very appealing, I think. But another thing about the Apple is that like it's pretty smooth. Like it was so painless to get my stuff up on Apple Store, and just this little hiccupy feeling to start in the Sony. And like I'm saying, I will happily admit that I could have done something wrong.
The thing is with Apple, though, everything's buried. You can't find anything in there. It's terrible.
No. I'm saying like the store has huge problems, like for trying to like marketing and stuff. It's crazy. Like getting noticed is the biggest problem that anyone has. Like
because there's so much content on there. It's just ridiculous.
So much stuff. Like I can't get noticed. No. That's my thing. Like everyone's like, you have a great game. Why isn't it selling? Because no one knows about it. Like I can't get the word out, and that's a very bad thing. And that's why I think Sony like putting out the hand and saying, "Hey, we want you," is very appealing, very appealing. I think, and that's why everyone's jumping towards it. And I downloaded the tools, and they seem competent enough, so I'm excited to get working on it. But like I said, like just the interaction I had, the guy emailing me back and saying, "Hey, I have a question." I'm like, all right, here's your answer, and then no email back. It's just like, where are we on this? That's a little. Like for the Apple stuff, like if I have a problem, I go to their website, I log into my iTunes account, I say, I want this, I need this, help me out, and they get the whole what is the word for the system? The not feedback system, but you know what I'm talking about.
You mean a ticket?
A ticket system, but a response system. Like it has this built into it.
It's acknowledging you.
Yeah, it's acknowledging me, and like the Sony, like am I missing this? Like maybe I am, but like it just seems weird. So like I think they're making very, very good steps, but it feels like they might have a way to go. But I'd love to hear something from a little who's gotten farther into it than I have, because it's a little concerned.
Oh, well, they must be doing something right because everyone's.
No, everyone seems exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does seem like it'll be a good thing.
Maybe it's
But-
slightly different with the PlayStation 4, though.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at the mobile, right? Is this called PlayStation Mobile?
Yes, the mobile stuff, right?
And that was kind of disappointing, actually. Like again, maybe I'm making a mistake, but like when I first heard the whole thing, we want you on the PlayStation stuff. I'm like, oh, this is awesome, like but the PlayStation Mobile doesn't have trophies, right? And it doesn't have
Well, no, PlayStation Mobile doesn't have trophies, no.
right. But what I'm just saying is that like it sounded so easy and it sounded so compelling, and then when I looked into like what the route I would be taking, it's just like, oh, that's unexciting. But I'm still going to do it. But yeah, no, like that's like why does PlayStation Mobile not have trophies? Am I missing something here? Something obvious?
I don't know. I guess it's up to Sony whether or not they want them on there. Maybe they don't want them to compete with the actual
Right.
real PSN titles.
Okay. Ouch.
I don't
Then
know.
why even bother, putting any effort if it's just going to be half-hearted?
Yeah, that's the thing, because it's just like that's such a big thing that people are like, oh my god, trophies, achievements, like that's a huge thing.
Yeah,
And,
that's
like,
one thing I liked about your game immediately. I went right into Game Center, and there you were, and I was getting points when I played Subaku.
Points win prizes.
Which
Right.
is all, I don't know. There's something there. You get nothing out of it, but for some reason, there's an extra draw to play the game.
I mean, like, and like to come back to Apple, like one thing that I didn't even realize is just built into Game Center is when the game came out, like Mehdi was playing it, and like he sent a challenge.
Yeah, I
Like,
saw that.
But that's the thing, I didn't do anything. Like I didn't have to enable the challenges or anything. Like just because he played my game and sent out a challenge, this is built in. Like I didn't do anything for this community thing, but like it just sent out to everyone on his Game Center friend list, hey, I got this challenge, and if they don't own the game, they got a little thing pop up that send them to buy the game. And that's a really cool thing that I didn't actually do. That's built into Apple's system, And if Sony can get something like that going, like that's really going to be a really appealing to indie developers, because I think Apple has a lot of cool things, but like Martin was saying, like the market is just so saturated that it's and so hard to find anything on it. That really takes out part of the appeal, even though it's very, very easy. So if Sony like really makes this easy and really adds things that like makes it super appealing and super easy for developers to get stuff going, I think they have a real winner here, especially with all the dirt I've been hearing about Microsoft and indie developers.
Right. I think we just should. We're running quite long here, so I think we should just go into questions. We've only got a few questions.
Yeah, let's do them.
Okay, so Bunbun777 asks, does anyone think Sony will charge for online for the PS4?
Depends on what you mean by online.
And I don't think they're going to charge you to play online games like multiplayer stuff. No,
Yeah, I doubt it.
I don't think they can. The PlayStation 3 was free to play online. There was no subscription to pay. So I don't see why they would do it for. And if they did it, they would make a lot of people angry. I think that they're going to stick with the PS Plus.
I think that's a winning
That
formula.
service. That service is.
I would continue with that strategy.
The PlayStation Plus is an amazing service. You get like a free games library.
Yeah, if you're not the type of person who needs to buy on the week it comes out, I mean that's a match made in heaven.
Yeah, I mean, like you buy PlayStation Plus. Everyone knows this. I don't know why we're saying it again, but you buy PlayStation Plus and you get like 18 games for free. You pay $50 a year and there's like 18 free games, and they're getting switched out every month. It's an awesome service. You get discounts. I mean, it pays for itself as soon as you pay for it. Basically, I don't think they're going to charge for online. I think it's impossible for them to do that.
What I think they're probably going to charge for is the streaming Gaikai service.
Yeah, and I've got no problem with that.
Yeah, whether you're going to be playing these demos of games. I mean, they're trying to sell you on, the downloadable sales or the disc sales.
Right.
Or you're playing the game via streaming while it's downloading. You've already paid for it. Also, you're going to be able to spectate other people's games I can imagine, if you're watching other people's games, they're trying to sell you on the game. If you are streaming it out to other people, I think, they're probably going to charge you to broadcast it.
You think so? I can broadcast now for free, though.
Well, you got all this special equipment to do it, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the most popular question. Yeah, how do you do that, Martin?
Right, exactly. You have to have a special setup, and a lot of people invest in video capture cards just to do this themselves. And Sony have, kind of co-opted that as a system-level feature that they're going to.
I don't think you can charge for streaming.
I think we're going to see like either not that high quality streams, or we're going to
maybe it'll be a feature-based thing. It's like features you can do like layers on top of each other. And
well, I think we're definitely going to see like a big like blob of like kind of like when you take the screenshots on the Vita, all the company information. Like I think that's going to be like a big corner of the stream is probably going to be that overlay of like whose company
copyright
is.
information.
Copyright. Yeah, I think the streams are definitely going to have big old copyright information things right on them.
Yeah, if you're just straight up playing games via streaming, they're probably going to charge for that. If you're like doing PS1, 2, 3 stuff, that's probably going to carry a charge. So, but I mean, none of this has been announced yet.
Right.
We'll find out a lot of those pricing details either at E3.
There's no way Sony's going to go on a live style way for the PS4.
I don't know exactly what their subscriptions would look like if they do go that way. I have no idea. But
yeah.
I can't imagine all of that will be free.
No, I mean, I haven't got a problem paying for the Gaikai stuff.
Yeah.
That's not a problem at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they'll subsidize it like the PS Plus is. I mean, I think no matter what they do, I think like it'll start off as I think most people kind of laughed at PlayStation Plus at the beginning when they first rolled it out, but
right.
they've been refining it as over the years that it's been available, and it's become this great service. And I think Sony kind of understand now what they need to do. So I think they've probably got a few things ready to go, a few different tiers, and what you actually get with this package you're picking up. But yeah, they're not going to charge though for online. There's no way.
Yeah. So,
anyways, next, Cheesy, you want to go with the next one?
Sure. Gervaldo asks, title you're most looking forward to this year?
Okay.
Which I don't know if that's a very fair question before E3.
Yeah, E3 is coming, so I'm not going to say anything until E3's been and it's been announced. But anything like now that that's coming and you can't wait for?
Wii U Virtual Console.
Which should be any time now, right?
Right.
Hang on. The thing I'm most looking forward to is the Wii U update, so it loads faster, so I don't have to sit there for half an hour while it exits something. How about that?
Yeah. Shin Megami Tensei 4 is coming out next month. Excited for that.
Last Guardian for PlayStation 4. PlayStation.
They said this year
for ninth generation.
I'm pretty sure that's a PS10 release. I think.
Yeah. No, definitely this year. It's definitely coming.
This year.
This year. It'll be a TG. It'll be a TGS. It'll be at the unveil of the PlayStation 4 at TGS. When they have that little conference before TGS starts, before it opens, that little Sony press conference, it'll be there, boom, and then basically all the press.
So you think it's going to miss E3 again?
Yeah, it'll miss E3, it'll be TGS. It's a TGS game?
I don't know.
Right? It's a TGS game, it's got to be. Well, maybe it'll be E3 if Sony just say games.
Developers, so he must have some pride, so he's got to be doing something.
And then it'll be completely unfun, just like Eco and the other one.
Don't start.
Look out.
I can already hear people clicking unsubscribe. Stop it. I don't need people unsubscribing.
You're not getting any friends with your asinine opinions here.
Anyway, next question.
Okay. Stephen can take this next question.
Yeah, Stephen, you read this next one.
Go ahead. I'm actually away from my computer. I'm not.
Okay.
What?
Dang it.
Okay, go on. Eric, do it.
What was Steve's final clear time for Persona 4?
Oh, I see what you're getting at. Oh, I did not finish this.
What?
Undefined.
I rode my bicycle to Okina City. I watched a movie. I played a little bit and got killed in the dungeons a bunch of times. And then Halo came out, and then I quit my job and abstain. So I would like to get to that eventually, but sorry.
Oh no, you just let the side down.
I feel bad about that one, actually. That's one of those games that you get really engrossed in. It's so easy to get engrossed in them, but once you're away from it for a little while,
You're out.
when it gets really hard,
Yeah.
it's kind of intimidating. And sorry.
But do you know what your time is up till now?
I'm 30 hours.
Oh, okay. So you still got a fair way to go then,
Yeah,
right?
quite a bit of way to go, I'm pretty sure.
35.
Alrighty. Are you back at your computer yet?
Yes.
Okay. Read the last one then. Common Writer 1.
Common Writer 1. When buying a new game involved in a series, as in One Piece Musou, do you buy it because of the series or because it looks fun?
Well, I didn't play the first one. That was on the PS3, and I bought the second one. And I bought it because it just looked crazy, because One Piece is pretty crazy. So yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the series is on like number 5. If it looks fun, I'll buy it. Simple as that. I don't mind jumping in like 2, 3, 4 games down the line, just as long as it's fun. If it's a fun game to play, great.
A lot of people using it.
Say again?
Getting the jacuzzi water after a lot of people using it means, I don't know, get that good funky warm feeling. If you can get a game where if you can get a game where it's been iterated to the point where you don't have to care about the story up till then, and it's got enough new features, then you get the porridge is just right feeling, and then that's a good time to jump in the jacuzzi water. I don't know.
Yeah, I think there are definitely some games that would work like that.
Playing every game in the series, for better or for worse, is a horrible way of playing unless you're like a journalist and you're getting paid for it. I just don't get that.
Well, to be fair, a lot of these series keep on getting these anthology releases so that new people can start from the start if they're anal about series numbering and they want the whole story. You know,
You don't care about anything until it's One Piece. You know.
Oh, God.
That was a terrible pun.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to switch off now. I'm going to be sick. But no, I to be honest, I don't mind. I really don't mind. I mean, obviously, if the game's like 3 or 4 down the line, obviously the game's been, as Steve said before, it's been refined and it's been obviously been made a better game. Well, hopefully it has, and. Yeah, I mean, if it looks fun, great, play it. If it doesn't look fun, don't buy it. I mean,
or maybe you don't have a lot of games and you just, for some reason I want to play Baseball Spirits 2013. I missed 2012 because I was playing 3 other games. I mean, it's that type of thing.
No, you gotta go back to 88. Come on.
But no, they're different.
You buy games for fun, right? You buy and play games for fun, right?
Yeah, but they're
that's the main concept behind it, right? It's called a game because it's fun, right?
Yeah, it's leisure that you do with your extra time in the day.
Yeah,
games,
but
serious business.
Yeah, there are serious business. I mean, there's definitely some fun things like when the Rockman games were on sale this January for really cheap. Like I got them all, and I had never played 5 and 6, but I had played 1, 2, 3, and 4 before. Well, I just started at 1 all over again and played them all, and like playing them and watching the games progress and the games change was really, really fun. But I really like the Mega Man games. Like for me, I might pick up a Musou game to crap around in, but I wouldn't care which one I jump into, because to me that kind of genre.
You better be careful which games you don't want to jump into the bad ones.
Well,
Let's say that.
Well, yeah, it's true. But I
watch out.
But that seems, it depends on the game. Like a sports game, you'd want to get the most refined one. Musou game, I would think you'd want the most refined one. But certain genres or certain games that you have a passion about, I think there's a real appeal to starting at the beginning and seeing how things proceed and seeing how things develop.
Only if there's a consistent storyline.
Well, not even that. Even
you're going to go back and play Gran Turismo 2 because you play 3?
No, that would be a case of a refinement thing. That's a series. That's a kind of gameplay that gets refined instead of advancing, I would say.
No, it advances as well.
Lots of people play through Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I've Yeah, I've done several times starting with Final Fantasy 1 and playing all the way to the newest one, and that's really enjoyable for me. But like for that in that kind of game, like a role playing game, I can see that, and that for me works. But yeah, definitely for Musou games or sports games, I wouldn't care. Like I would just jump in whenever. For Halo, like for shooters, I would just jump in wherever the hottest shooter at the moment, or MMOs. But I think it depends on your own opinion, like what you like, and if you like a game, if you like a series, watching it develop over the different games is very
sure.
interesting.
If it's your baby, that's great. If it's
you've
your selected baby,
yeah, exactly.
You got to have one of those as a true gamer. I mean,
yeah,
everyone does. I think we all do have a game where we buy every game in the series.
Exactly, and I think that can be really interesting, especially to go back to them. I know like people in this aren't big on playing old games, but I think going back and watching how a series developed over time can be really, really interesting.
That's really fun, yeah.
It's really, like I said, doing that with Rockland was mind-blowing, actually, just to see how it changed.
Well, when you haven't got a lot of time, that's not always easy to do, though, right? Going back and playing a lot of old games.
It's not, but I don't know. It can be like comfort food, I think. Like, even though I don't have a lot of time to play games, like going back and playing these old games, like last week I went back and I played the Super Nintendo Zelda, Link to the Past. Like it's just like comfort food. Just having a bag of chips that's in video game form.
It still holds up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I guess it depends on the title and what it is. As you said before, if it's a sports game, no, just jump in.
Yeah.
If it's a game like a Musou game,
you just jump in. Like
you can just jump in. If it's an online multiplayer shooter, you can just jump in. You don't really need to know like what happened in the other game, right?
Yeah, because like for like the Musou would be a great example. Like I think like not all the problems obviously, but a lot of problems were fixed, right? Because like I think people were saying the first game didn't have enough characters, and you were going on about how many characters it had, right? And how much of a variety it was giving out. So like in that kind of case, why would you even bother with the old game? It sounds like, but I don't know.
Right.
Fortunately, there aren't a whole lot of series that depend on you knowing the story from the previous games, and the ones that do generally tend to limit themselves to trilogy-length story arcs. There are very, very few games that go longer than that, and those are the ones that you all know the names of.
3 is usually the sweet spot for sure.
Right, and then you can usually pick up the trilogy pack after it's all said and done, and you're interested in looking back at it.
Sure.
Coolio. Okie dokie. So that's the end of the questions. Looks like it's the end of the show.
Oh no.
Aww.
Yeah, so
it's great catching up with you, bro.
Yeah, man. I check into hospital on Monday.
A really long time.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, I'm gonna need it.
You're going on the 26th, right? I'm sorry. What day is it?
I'm going into hospital this Monday on the 15th. Monday. My operation is the 16th.
God. Oh my god!
So if I wake up, I'll let you know.
It can be nothing like what is that Flash game, Surgeon Simulator.
I hope not. I hope not. Yeah, that's
the average guy has to do open heart surgery.
Yeah,
it scoops out the lungs like potato salad.
Yeah.
Oh god.
It's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
So you're going to be you're getting the pancreas operation.
Yeah, it's a 9 hour operation.
Oh my god.
So is that like a pancreatectomy? What do they call it?
Yeah, basically removal of the pancreas.
Man.
Yeah.
But they have actually moved the date once because they wanted to get this just right.
Well, the hospital has only done it twice before. I'll be the third patient to have this done.
Well, third time's the charm, right?
Exactly. That's what I thought.
Finish the perfect story arc.
So, yeah.
Sell the trilogy, yeah.
Yeah. Then it'll be on the trilogy.
Yeah, so, yeah, I'm going to be in the hospital. I'll be in there for up to 6 weeks, depending on if everything goes smoothly and there's no leakage.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Like there was on the 720, right?
Oh.
I'm gonna have
Jesus
I mean, the good thing about it, at the end of it, I get a 25 centimeter scar on my stomach.
Well, chicks dig scars, right?
Exactly. So when I get my 6-pack back, check that out. I'm gonna be a real Spartan.
Wait, won't they block you from entering onsen then? Hot springs?
What, for a scar?
Yeah. Won't you be associated with Yakuza then?
No, that's tattoos, boy.
Oh, okay.
I think that's across the face, not the.
He's not losing a finger.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
not losing
okay.
a finger. I'm losing a pancreas, though. Yeah, anyways.
So you can still have a really active life.
Yeah. Well, I've been told I can.
That's what I've seen a couple people who've had that surgery. Like
The thing is, though,
full
it's
happy-
not just
diabetic.
the
you're
pancreas.
diabetic.
I've got a disease called Men-1 syndrome, and I have actually got a tumor in my brain, which will need to be operated on in the future because it's growing, but it's not big enough for them to operate on yet. So I need that removing. And I have a tumor in my liver also. And I've got kidney stones as well. I've got 8 kidney stones, and this is from a build-up of. I had my thyroids removed, in my throat. I've had all my thyroids removed, and they control your calcium. So basically, I was producing 12 times too much calcium. And because it's called hyperparathyroidism, and they produce too much calcium. I had them removed and transplanted 1/8 of one into my arm, and that still produces too much calcium. So yeah, that calcium built up.
Is that something
in my
that can
kidney.
eventually be
No.
dealt with permanently?
No, it's something that I'll continue to have for the rest of my life. Is kidney stones, and I have 8 of them. And at the moment, I have one that's 1 centimeter, and it's blocked everything. So yeah, I'm in quite a lot of pain. So it's quite fun. Anyways, I'm going to stop talking about damn hospital. It's depressing me. I don't need to talk about it anymore. What I will
glad
talk
you know
about.
what everything is lined up.
Well, yeah, I mean, the surgeon is my friend.
That's good.
He's my friend. He calls me up and he tells me what's
means
going
a
on.
lot. I think that means
Yeah.
having like that nurse type understanding and caring
Yeah,
on top of the expertise.
I mean, he went to the States to do a conference in Chicago. Actually, he's doing a conference in Chicago this week, and he called me up to say I won't be there for the surgery. Somebody else is going to be there, but the person who's doing it's the head of surgery, and he's an amazing surgeon. So don't worry, you're in perfectly good hands. He's the chief surgeon. So he called me and said, yeah, I won't be there, but like as soon as I get off the plane, I'll come and see you. So don't worry about it. And I'm like, yeah, cool, man. Don't worry about it. But so it's kind of reassuring to have somebody like that who you're pretty much you're very confident in their ability. So
Right.
it's kind of weird having a friend who's basically operated you and had their fingers and thumbs inside your body.
That's a profound thing.
Yeah, it's good fun. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it at that. So I will see you guys on the flip side in about maybe 6 to 7 weeks time. So RSG is going to go on a bit of a hiatus. And hopefully I'll play some games in the hospital, and we can talk about them when I get out. So yeah,
Awesome, dude.
So
Probably will know more about Microsoft by then too.
yeah, no doubt, eh? Looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun. I'm just hoping. I want Sony to announce a PlayStation Vita with a HDMI out. That's what I want.
Did you upgrade?
Yeah, well, I just found out that you can modify your PS Vita with a USB out, which outputs the image from your Vita to your computer, so you can do live stream. So it'll be like a
Really?
yeah. It's mod.
Didn't you tweet Gersman?
Yeah, I got Jeff Gersman to buy one for Giant Bomb. So
now they're going to get Vita coverage.
Yeah, so now they're going to get because of me. So yeah, big
the
ups.
legacy will live on.
No, I tweeted him. I said you might like this. And he was like, "Ooh, ordered," and he ordered it straight away as soon as he saw it. So yeah,
well, and Akihabara, they have like a course where they can do that for you, right?
Yeah, you can go to there's a restaurant in Akihabara called Saizeria.
Spaghetti restaurant.
Saizeria, it's pretty good. It's nice. It's cheap, and you take your Vita in there, and he'll show you what to do, and they'll do it there if you want it. It's quite funny.
What? They mod it at a Saizeria?
Yeah,
Well, I think you go to Saizeria, and you probably give it to him, and he goes back to his little workshop, I guess, and he mods it in his workshop, and then comes back to this the restaurant and gives you.
That sounds like an urban myth.
It's not. It's on his website. It says so.
Go
says
to Caesarea, knock 3 times, and get a PS Vita with HDMI.
What? That sounds incorrect.
Future is
no, it's not. If you go to the website, you'll see it.
It is. I've seen the website. It's legit.
It's totally legit, and they do 3DS as well. Yeah, where you can output.
Don't be ill in Akihabara, man.
No, I'm not ill in Akihabara.
That's not
It's one of my favorite
Dylan.
places in Japan. Come on.
Yeah, no, they do 3DS. They do 3DS LL or XL. Now they do the Vita. They basically do all of the handhelds that don't produce a video output.
Yeah.
He modifies them, so yeah, it's pretty cool. And if you go onto YouTube, you can actually see some of the results of what people who've already had it done. And the results are phenomenal. It's
he had some YouTube videos embedded.
Yeah.
On his site.
Yeah, it looks amazing. It's like having a PS3, well, a kind of PS 2.5 in your hand. So, anyways, it's cool. Right. So, what we're gonna do? Right. Okay. Twitter. If you want to follow us on Twitter, it's at RedSunGamer. If you want to follow Steve, it's what, Steve?
Steve_RedSunG.
Excellent. Cheesy?
Cheesemeister 3K.
Excellent. Eric?
Revenant Kyoku.
Excellent. Jack is Hasimo. And Hasimo, yeah. Or Hasimo? Hasemo?
Yes.
He has emo.
Yeah. I am DJ Mizuhara. And, so I'll go to, we live on the old NeoGAF. Go on there and comment about the podcast and give us an iTunes review. That would be nice. I don't think we've had any for a little while. iTunes reviews always help. So thanks for listening. And we'll be back at some stage. So yeah, check us out. Let's go to some of this.